Let's go. Yo, what's up, guys? I'm Mike.
I'm 796.
And you're watching The Build, episode 3.
Yeah, baby.
So, I forgot to get me a drink.
Oh, come on.
During the middle of those intros, I ran to get
you?
my drink. I couldn't. Yeah, I didn't want to pause like 5 minutes into the show.
Damn, dude, I didn't know you were bringing the shades. Fuck.
Every intro, I try to. I actually lost my lucky pair. This is my backup pair. So,
well, you look good.
Yes. I was as I was coming through, the halls of my bedroom, down the stairs, and into the garage for the starting of the show. I was getting whistles and all kinds of things. So,
getting catcalled?
Yeah, getting catcalled in the house. Yeah. Anyway, welcome back, guys. Happy Saturday. It's been a while, Mario. Been what, 3-4 weeks? A couple Saturdays, right?
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's a long time.
Baby. Yeah,
we're back.
I missed you. I missed the chat. I missed building.
Have you not been building?
No, I've been building. I've been building like crazy. Yeah, all kinds of shit.
Well, let's get into that. But first, I lost my notes. This is what happens when you go weeks without doing an episode. You kind of lose track of where everything is.
It's just you and me, baby. We're just. This is just another date night. It's just you and me. We have an audience that wants to watch us. It's okay.
Are you there, guys? Are you there?
Yeah. I'm getting lit.
What do you got?
I got the Son of Juice.
Son of Juice. I've never had. Huh.
Yeah. I was doing a lot of dad stuff today. Went to the mall. Spent like 30 minutes looking for parking while the kids were yelling in the back. And the whole time I was like, yo, I can't wait. I can't wait to crack open a beer. So
here it is. Honestly, another reason I wear glasses, my 2 desk lights are so bright. If I look up, I'm blinded for a couple of minutes. So deer in the headlights.
Yeah.
So before we get any further, let's see who's in the chat. We got almost 20 people watching. That's a healthy number. What's up, guys? Thank you all for being here tonight. First in, Bearded Builds. What's going on? Let's go. I should probably highlight these. Darth, what's going on? Darth G in the house. Toy Rensu, what's up, dude? Art G. 796. Glad you can make it, dude. Toy Box of Doom, what's going on? Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. Yo, hey, Yoko. Kevin in the house. What's up, toying around? Omar V, what's good? What's good? Welcome. Yo, Detour, what's up? Thank you all for sharing today. You know what I feel is kind of missing in the background? A little music. Could you go for a little music in the background?
Yeah. Let's do that. I don't think I have those controls.
I gave you like pretty much God access, so you do.
I got it.
There you go.
you gave me access, and here we go.
Those episode 1 archives.
Oh yeah, talk about a failure.
Yeah, did we mention tonight's episode is about failures, fails. And so Mario forced me to take a picture of one of his diodes that I truly respect. And he forced me to write fail over it. I told him I couldn't do that. And then he still forced me to do that. But that was tonight's thumbnail is.
Well, there's a story behind it. I think I've told you several times why, but it's fine, Mike. You can write fail over that diorama.
No. 2 tips.
The churro video. We need a hotkey for that one.
We need some super chats.
Super chats. Yo, I can't figure out how to put on the music, Mike. I'm sorry.
Oh, hold on. Let me go backstage for a second, guys. 1 second.
All right.
Let's see. What are we feeling? I think this came from you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Sarah the instrumentalist. Is that Christmas?
How bad
music?
is that, guys? Oh, is it? Maybe it is.
Yeah.
I just saw a list of things. I'm clicking again. All right, we'll get this station right.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
It feels a little more upbeat. I'm gonna turn it down to a 5. If it's too loud, guys, just let us know. If you can't hear us for the music, or if you enjoyed the music over what we're saying, just like to see our lips moving in the background, we can do that too. Anyway, you want to get on with the show tonight?
Yeah. So I think this is a big part of what we do. Just constantly failing, at least for me, right? But I think there's there's a negative vibe to the whole failure thing, obviously, right? But it's part of not only the hobby, but it's part of the path. Shit, it's part of life, man. I mean, obviously,
Speaking of failure.
Oh my God, yeah, I know. Come on, Justin, don't bring that shit up. But these failures, they help you figure out, like, not only what you did wrong, but they eventually get you to the right path or to that one, technique that you can perfect, right? So, don't be afraid of failure. It is part of the journey. And shit, man, recently, like this week, dude, I don't know. I was cleaning up. I was doing like an end of year type cleaning, and I was looking at my rack of unfinished dios, and I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I trashed them because I looked at them as failures, right? So there was a couple like good pieces. I trashed it. I threw it in a garbage bag, and I was like, I posted a picture. I'm like, screw this. And I threw it out. But I was looking like one of those, exactly, Steph. And you saw it. One of those pieces that I threw away was the windows. Remember when I tried that latex technique to like reverse chipping? But again, those were learning experiences, and I was okay with like throwing that shit out because I was like, you know what? I got new standards. I'm going to try to do and achieve a higher standard of diorama, right? So, like, dude, I didn't feel bad throwing that shit away because I've gained so much experience just from those pieces, right? And it actually felt good, a little therapeutic to like smash those things, right? I had a few people, they were like, what? I would have bought it. Ernie hit me up. He's like, so can I buy that bag on discount? I think you would have taken some of that stuff too, right, Mike?
I mean, when you showed it to me, I immediately was like, what are you doing? I think the words I may have used was like, what the fuck? I was like, yo, what are you doing? I talked about this today on a short live I had. Like, I hoard all the things I could potentially reuse. And so that's heartbreaking to see like stuff getting thrown away to me. But I understand, like, that's kind of like, a restart for you, right? So it's different for everybody.
Yeah. A lot of people are like, what the hell happened? Did you like break your DTOF? Like, you broke primes? I'm like, no, man. I'm like, dude, sometimes you gotta tear it all down to rebuild something greater, right? And that's how I felt at the time, and that's still how I feel now, you know. Yeah, that was it, dude. Oh my god. That that piece on the left over there, I did shit. That was the first time I did like a seamless corner, and I used chipboard for the corners, right? So again, learned some cool shit, but it could be better, right? And then oh god, that teal one was the we got standards, Kev. They're pretty low, but still standards nonetheless.
Ow.
Dude, that teal one, I kind of felt bad about smashing that one because it was the latest Cyberpunk. What's up, Nate? But I can do better. I know I can, you know?
Oh, okay, I'll get off the screen.
Is that bugging you? Is that triggering you right now?
No, I'm over it. I'm over it now. At first, I was just like totally devastated. Thought you were like quitting the hobby or something, like something big had happened.
No, man. Home Depot and standards.
Oh, wow.
No, but so I'll tell you the story for those that don't know about the picture that we have for the thumbnail today is I think one of my most iconic builds. It's the Chinatown diorama that I did for Darius back in 2020, and I don't know. I think that's when
2020.
I think it was 2020. Yeah, that shit was a while ago, man. We're in 2023. Yeah, but that was inspired by, it was 2020 because I had just gotten Streets of Rage 4 to throw it away. And that's the second version. The final version was the second version I did, right? So the first one, I don't know if I was trying to do like cell shaded or what, but the proportions were off. And I was so close to being finished. And I'm like, I hate this. I don't like the brick color. It just looks too long. It just looked off, right? It didn't look realistic enough for me. And I trashed it. And I think, you were like, what the hell are you doing? Don't trash that. Just, keep going. And yes, I think you should still keep going. But for me, like, I already had made up my mind that I'm going to redo it. So I redid it in better dimensions. I redid the bricks, like a different paint scheme. I think that's when I figured out the actual brick dimensions to make it look a little more realistic. And then I completed it, and fuck, man, I think I made the right call. It's much better than what it would have been before, And again, it wasn't, like I said, people are afraid to fail at this. But fuck, you can always redo it, So what did I lose? Time? A couple weeks? Fuck it. I'm happy with like the way it turned out, so.
Yeah, no wrong moves, man. As long as you're moving forward, whatever you got to do to move forward. And sometimes you got to purge, right? Sometimes you got to purge and restart. You sometimes do that with thing, right? But
sometimes you just got to do, and instead of thinking about it, right? Like, fuck, man. You and I were talking about this, and I think it was from that conversation you had with Oilers when you did the guest hosting for Kev's channel, Unboxing Thursday. I forgot how it went. I think like and you and I, we get these questions all the time. Like somebody asked Oilers, like, "Yo, how'd you do that?" Right? Like, how did you make that? Such a general question. It's like, oh, I just tried a whole bunch of shit until something finally worked, right? And again, that's part of the process, right? Keep on trying, keep on failing until it finally clicks. And I think maybe that's probably why people like to ask so many questions. Maybe they want to nail it on the first try, But I mean, that's exactly how it is. I did this through trial and error. There's this channel that I watch every single night, right? And just there's a whole bunch of shit on YouTube, like tutorials, right? Painting, weathering. I watch it every night. I watch this one channel. He's got like 80 videos. I've seen their videos like, fuck, I don't know. Each video at least 5 times, right? So I've watched hundreds of hours and, just perfecting the technique in my head. And I'm like, all right, finally, I'm gonna go and try it, right? So I watch it like 100 times, and then I go and try it the first time, and it comes out like shit. And I'm like, instead of watching it 100 times, I probably should just try it 100 times, you know?
Yeah. I keep thinking about some of my failures while you're talking, and that's probably not what I should be doing. But I know some of these stories, so some of these are new for the audience, but some of these I know already. And one, you know, not to just jump into like some of the stuff that I've done, but the
No, do
fact
it.
is learning your style is going to evolve from all your failures, right? Every time you make a failure, you either learn from it and you apply that to the next build or whatever you're doing, right? And then it may fail for a different reason or something else may fail, and then you have two, you know, new techniques that have emerged out of, you know, just moving forward, right? And you start creating your own style, right? Maybe you do watch something from, you know, Mario or Oilers and you try it, it reacts a little differently, and so you decide to adopt it to as another technique, right? So failure is just like this umbrella of different things, or maybe it's more rooting or whatever. It can really don't be afraid of it, because it's going to open you up. It's going to show what your skill can do and what it can be. And failure, I think, is positive, because that means you're doing what you do. Like you said, you're actually doing something. You can't fail. I guess you can fail by not doing anything, but if you're failing while doing something, at least you're doing something, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what they said the biggest failure is not attempting to fail, you know? Have you ever like smashed a dio or thrown something away or just quit like mid build?
I do a lot of times, and I will go to another build until I have an epiphany, or like I just feel the motivation to come back to a build. And sometimes that's why I get slow on builds too, because I get fearful of that next step. And so I get too much afraid to fail or something like that. And then I lose it and I come back and I move forward. But that's what I do if I get stuck.
But you've
kind
never
of stop.
smashed something. No? Damn. Do it.
I still have like my very first cyberpunk diorama up on the shelf as a failure. I still have this.
That was a failure?
Yeah. So I have this sand pot I tried, and I tried to make this foam ball you get from Hobby Lobby to be so flat for weeks, dude. I was out here sanding, like using all sorts of different fillers and stuff, just aggressively sanding and I finally realized, like, sometimes you do have to give up on a project, right?
Yeah.
You can't make it happen. And so I learned that you can't do that. This is a failure. But then I did find out I can make seats out of foam pretty well.
Yeah.
That was the first one I did like 4 or 5 years ago. But again, failure, you're going to find what you can't do or shouldn't do, or find a new way to do something. So
yeah. I mean, anytime you build, I mean, it's not wasted, right? I mean, you're either going to learn what worked, or more importantly, learn what doesn't fucking work, you know? Damn. Was that sand pod like fucking foamular? Was it square?
No. That was one of those foam balls you can buy 2 halves and together. But because of the type of foam it was never going to have that real smooth outside like a sand pod would have, right? And that's what I was trying to accomplish.
Damn,
like I said, I'm like,
if you cut that from like a block of foam, I'm like, that's pretty damn good.
That would be, and maybe I should make sure I'm clear on that, because some people may say, "Damn, he can make a ball pretty good, can't he?" But that's not the case. I bought this like this. And I hold on to stuff like this because I may incorporate it in a build down the road, and then that build will always, like, to me, there are pieces of artwork will always have that particular failure, and I'll centerpiece it or something. Example of that is in that big city diorama. The back alley has this shorter brick wall with like America Frank and a whole bunch of stuff I did in high school that I did on a piece of graffiti 3 years ago, or foam graffiti 3 years ago, and applied that to his dio, so it would always be captured there. So I throw stuff in like that maybe I thought once was a failure, but then I found out how to fix it and make it look real, and I put it into another piece to live on.
Yeah, I think there's definitely been some pieces where I'm like, this sucks. And I'm like, I'm still gonna roll with it. You know, whoever it's going to, I'm like, they won't know the difference. You know, and it blows my mind. You know, when I say, oh, this shit sucks, people still like it. You know, so I think, and like a lot of people say, dude, you got to stop being like too hard on yourself. But I need that. Like, I need to be my toughest critic. Otherwise, like my shit is just gonna like plateau. You know, and I want to get better. Like as far as I'm concerned, I told you this like 2 weeks ago. Everything that I've made up until now has been trash, complete garbage. It can be better. Like I look at my old work and I pick it apart. I'm like, oh, dude, like the proportions are off. You know. Oh man, dude. Hold on, let me highlight this again. I know we talked about stuff. What was the quote? Rocky says this. He's like, "It's not about how hard you can get or how hard you can hit. It's about how many times you get hit and keep on getting up." Right? I think that's the quote. Correct me if I'm wrong, Steph, please. I'd be wrong.
I think that's right. I mean, I was a huge Rocky fan. I'm not seen him recently, so my quotes probably are off, but that sounds like. But you know, going back to what you were just talking about, how you know stuff we're hard on ourselves for, and then we share it, kind of highlighting it as you know it's a work in progress, but we know that failure's out there. Maybe even calling it out, but people will still appreciate it or think that piece is. You know, to them, they're not seeing the imperfections we see because we sit so close to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is always interesting too, because you know, pieces that a lot of pieces for me that's got a lot of likes is still, to me, have imperfections, and there's never going to be perfect, but you know,
Right.
we notice those and consider those failures, right? So the either others, you know, praise and raise up.
Yeah, I think we've talked about this before, maybe episode 1, where it's like, dude, when I post something, you're gonna see the final product. You're not gonna see how many times I tried it, right, or how many like attempts I made. So that can be kind of misleading, and like I don't know, this might be a wrong way of thinking of it, but like I kind of get a little. I don't mind people reaching out, you know, for advice or they're asking, like, you know, if like that grout, they're like, yo, what's your recipe? I'm like, whatever, I don't give a shit. Like, here's the recipe. But when people just flat out say, yo, how'd you make this? Like, and I go and look at your work, or maybe you don't have anything. It's like, why are you at, you know, this is some basic shit. You know, you can go out there and try. But if it's different when somebody says, hey, I've done X, Y, and Z. I've gotten up to this point and I'm stuck. You know, can you help me out? I'm like, all right, cool. You know, I kind of want to be like to those people that come out and just, you know, without doing any of the legwork. I kind of just want to tell them fuck off. Sorry, no apology tour, but like, dude, you got to try it. You just got to go and fail, flop for a little bit. And then when you get stuck and, you know, show some progress and, you know, either you'll figure it out yourself or, you know, other people will be more willing to help you out. It's just, I think too many people are looking for like that easy way out nowadays. And whether that's, you know, because they're lazy or just, you know, just want to kind of leapfrog ahead, or they're afraid of failure. Like it's, dude, it's part of the journey, man. Go there, try some shit, fail miserably, fail fast, and you'll get better.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of that. I mean, some people just don't know, right? They're brand new. They don't know what to ask. They don't know, you know, certain things, right? Or where to find things. And I do think, you know, to some of that, I think, especially now, you know, if you go back 5 or 6 years ago, maybe not so much, but now there's definitely so many creators out there that are putting out these, well, I got a tickle in my nose. These almost, you know, great like how-to videos, right? That you can find pretty much everywhere now, right? With, you know, social media and, you know, a lot more people doing it, a lot more YouTube channels showing it off, right? And how to do it. It's it helps the next generation advance a lot quicker though. Like there's people applying techniques that, you know, it took some people years to learn, but now have been passed down in a couple videos, right? So
Mhm.
it's really awesome to see where people are going to take it. But at the same time, yeah, I agree with you. I think, you got to go out and do your own research. That's how we got here. And it's now highly available that you can just go
Yeah.
do a couple of searches and you have probably 10 to 20 people that you can pull inspiration from.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't come up and ask how to fucking carve brick. There's a billion videos out there, right? I mean, Kev said it right. People just want shit handed to them, right? And I don't want to get like on a negative note here, right? What I'm trying to say is like you just gotta try shit. And that quote that we had put up, shout out to Machu for the intro again. I think that was Thomas Edison. He's like, I haven't failed. I just found 10,000 ways that won't work. That's the work. You gotta try it, man.
Yeah.
Every builder knows. Every builder gets those DMs. I'm sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
What I'm going to say is those that are new or watching this for the first time, first of all, like this, go subscribe, both of us. Second thing is we're not saying we don't want to show you guys how to do things. I think a lot of that's already out there. If you see we're building something, go back and look. That stuff's out there. We're not saying we don't want to help you, but understand, like, the DMs about, hey, how do I do this big complicated thing and expect a response in 2 to 3 sentences is almost impossible when it's taken us 5 or 6 years maybe to master it, right?
Yeah. Well, I think I should have prefaced this. They asked, or like, what material is that? Like, oh my god, dude, it's very annoying. But then when they catch an attitude with you, like, hey, there's a ton of videos on YouTube, search it, right? It's like, come on, man. Like that's not gonna get you anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, again, we want to help grow the future builders, right? That's what this channel is about. That's what we're about. But it's just how you approach it, right? And I think there's a different way to do it.
Yeah.
I was also going to say, like, I've gotten some banter about not taking commissions from people when I tell them and they turn on me. I've showed you some of those.
Yeah, dude. I love that
at me because I can't build them a diorama. Like, this is just craziness to me.
I love that shit. Oh, fuck.
I mean, it's great, but
dude, what? I mean, I don't want to get off topic here, but I think Prime said something pretty funny. So Prime's got those budget dials out there, right? Fucking like $95 for a diorama shipped. That's crazy, right? He's really kind of fucking it up for the rest of us, even though I don't do commissions. But somebody asked him, they're like, yo, what can I get for $50? And Prime's response was, you can get some tools and paint and do this shit yourself for $50.
Yeah. I think it's gotten a lot better compared to like previous years. I think people, especially post-COVID, have a better understanding of how much time we put into the hobby, but we still get those people that are like, hey, I just want to pay you a little amount of money, but I want the best from you in the short amount of time. And that's not realistic, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, these aren't Hasbro Marvel Legends on sale. These aren't peg warmers, right? that we're going to get to you at a 80% discount. That's not. We're taking our time. That's the biggest cost to this thing.
Yeah.
Your skills and disagree. I guess we should read it out loud, but hopefully you guys at home can read this. Those that are listening on the podcast, I know I said this was a podcast, but it's not a podcast. So there's no just audio is what I'm getting at. You should be able to read this.
I'll read it. It's Innocent says, but what happens to helping out the community and sharing your skills and tips? I agree. It depends on the approach, but doesn't make you guys approachable for such questions. Yeah, no, don't ask me basic ass questions. I'm sorry. No, I'm joking. No, there's a difference. And I think I touched on this earlier, right? I've had people. So here, I started doing this, right? 2.0s of the pillars. And earlier this year, I did those impact pillars that were a pretty big hit, and a lot of people hit me up and they're like, yo, how'd you do that? I'm like, fucking just hours of obsessing, right? Or just some, stupid bullshit answer that I gave him. But I had one dude, he's like, hey man, I really want to replicate that. I got 2-inch foam. I started carving. He's like, how did you How did you make the impact? Did you cut the pillar in half and then add little pieces, or is it sculpted from one solid piece of foam? Now that's the right question to ask, right? Because you're already implying that you've done your research, one, with that question, and you've thought about it. You thought, how's the construction of this going to be? And now I know you're serious about this project or whatever, right? So it's yeah, it's your approach, but it's also, and the question is very telling, like, how serious is this person? Are they going to waste my fucking time? Because, dude, I don't got time for like some shit that you can just quickly search on YouTube or Google. And everybody knows that I'm down to like help them out, especially if like you're building something that I'd be interested in seeing, right? But again, there's a lot of stuff, and I'll this is what I do, and I'm not saying that everyone is like this. I don't expect them to be like that. If I see something like just a picture, right? And that impact pillar wasn't even my fucking idea or design. I saw that shit from somewhere, right? But I didn't go hunt the guy down and ask him. I'm like, oh fuck, let me see, how can I recreate this? Then I started doing my research. Then I started trying shit, right? And then I figured it out. So you can approach me with questions, but just questions that are worth my time, Exactly.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm sorry, Mike. I'm a little triggered right now. How do I make diodes? Yeah.
Yeah. I just, innocent to your question, I want to make sure it's clear. Like, the whole point is to grow and help the community. But again, it goes back to like how you approach. If you want a one-liner for a complicated, I guess maybe people don't understand it, but it's sometimes frustrating when you get those over and over again, and you've helped the first couple, but then it takes up all your time. And not that I don't want to give time. We all want to give our time. That's why we're doing this. But it becomes hard. It becomes, I don't know. It can be frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and this show, this build specifically, is to get behind the scenes and talk about this stuff, guys. So if it bothers you or something like that, around, there will be more positive stuff on another show, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But
you know what?
This is the backdoor stuff.
Right. Well, it's a good topic to discuss, Mike, because I'm sure every single builder out there gets frustrated. Like, look at the builders in the chat. They're chiming up. Like, even like content creators like Kev, like they know the type of questions that we're talking about specifically, right? And again, trying to stay positive, and we'll help you out, right? But you got to bring something to the table. We got to see that you are actually working and taking this seriously, because for me, dude, this is my fucking passion, right? I'm like, why would I share, like, I guess, trade secrets with somebody that just doesn't give a shit about this? It's not going to serve me. And I said this before. Lawless said it the same way. Lawless is great about teaching, right? And he teaches those that actually show that they're putting in the work. And his reasoning is, I'm going to show you how to do this, and eventually you're going to make something new, and I'm going to be asking you how you did that, right? And we'll bounce ideas back and forth from each other. Yo, chat's wild today. Why you don't build it down for free?
What's funny is I've done that in the past. I built free diodes and sent it out to people, but you can't do that for everybody. If you want a free diode, hit me up.
Actually, you know what's funny? I think maybe 90% of the diodes that I have out there have been free.
I've gotten one of those free 796 Studio ones.
Yeah, you know what? I hook up the homies, and you've hooked me up with stuff too. Definitely hearing your description of your process just now gave me, yeah. Dude, those diodes that I give away for free, I don't do commissions, right? But just I can't do it. I don't do that. I don't do well under pressure. But every single diode that I put out there was just it was practice, right? To eventually build something for myself, if I'm being honest.
What'd you got it?
What? No. I just yeah, this is a good comment. If you don't know what to ask, you're probably not ready to ask. Genius.
Here, I just got one actually 13 minutes ago on one of my YouTubes. It says, "Do you have any idea on how I may be able to waterproof buildings like this for outdoors?" That's actually kind of specific. I may answer that
Yeah.
one.
No, that's a good question. That's a good question because, well, if that was being asked to me, we believe you, Mike.
Oh, I lie all the time. I don't know when people take me serious.
No, because that for me, it'd be like, oh shit, what are you working on? That would be my question back, right? Are we on Twitch?
Yes.
Oh, shout out to Twitch.
Hey, and thanks for checking us out over on Twitch. I'm totally shocked by that too. But I think I don't know if people under pressure really perform well, but I think some of their true talent, the raw talent, will show a lot of times, and they'll definitely outpace their own expectations for that particular pressure moment, right? So it comes off as they performed well, but mentally, we're all our own worst enemies. We have that talk to ourselves that may be freaking out during that time, but everybody else around us is like, oh, that dude's so calm.
I think, all right, let me clarify. I am one of those people that does well under pressure. Like for a while, I was in, like for like 10 years, my job was in sales, and that's all it is. It's like if you don't close the deal, then you're not getting paid, right? Marty, can you send me a free dial? That's what I was doing. I'm building myself.
Hey, speaking of it, he just got a laser today, by the way.
Did he? Did you, Poncho?
Yeah.
Oh.
He mentioned it in the live chat. I thought he was like not harassing me, but like just bantering me. But he really got one. So that's gonna be awesome. I hope to bounce ideas and stuff off. He's one other person. Well, I guess Go Figure Go has a laser too. But
Poncho was just saying that he was. I was talking to him yesterday. He was like, I don't know. He's like, I'm thinking about it, but I don't know where I put it. I'm like, kitchen. There you go. No, let me get back to the whole pressure thing. Like I think I can do well under pressure. I just don't like it. You know what I mean? It's not enjoyable. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You're like, you got to get it done, right? Especially if it's like a deadline, you got to get it done. And this has to be enjoyable for me. And that's why I don't do commissions. I don't like it, as simple as that.
Well, I guess that's a great point. Like, I guess the under pressure may be different for a Dio bill versus like a day job, whatever that may be. But it's a different part of your brain. I don't think I could. It's hard to do creativity under pressure, I feel like, because you lose some of that creativity. And some of the reasons why, like, you don't do commissions, and I've stopped doing commissions except for like people that I know that ask me for shit. Excuse me. And I just don't like the pressure of it, just like you, right?
Well, see, here's how I view it, right? So I'm actually building a Dio right now for somebody, and there's no timeline, there's no deadline, right? Which is a good and bad thing. Like, I'm free to kind of go at my own pace, but like, shit, it could take me 4 months if I really don't like stack up. And not having that pressure and that deadline gives me the freedom to try shit and fail and realize what doesn't work. So I built, so the first floor is going to be, and I'll grab that shit later, but it's going to be a retrofit diorama, meaning it's going to be cyberpunk. So the first floor is going to be like old, like just your standard brick architecture. And then there's going to be like cyberpunk bracing. And then the second floor is going to be like a cyberpunk, like maybe like new material, let's say metal and shit. So the side walls, I was trying to do a shortcut. I was scribing the walls with the trusty Bic Velocity, right? Which is an ink pen that melts the foam. So I can, everybody knows I fucking hate bricks. So I did that, but the walls are going to be white. And I'm like, oh, damn. As I was scribing them, I'm like, I know the ink is going to reactivate and it's going to show through the white, but I still did it anyways. I'm like, oh, let's try it. I'm like, and if it doesn't work, then I could just do it again. And of course it didn't work. It failed. I used gesso for like the primer and the base. Then I threw white paint on it and it still showed. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I just put plaster all over it and I smoothed it out. And it's passable, right? But then for the main wall, I'm like, let me learn from that mistake or that failure. And I had to carve each individual brick one by one without using like guidelines or like a pen or the Sharpie, you know? So that's taken forever. But because I don't have a timeline, like I was able to try the shit out, you know? I think if I had that like that pressure and that deadline, I would have been like, oh fuck, I'm gonna have to just roll with this, you know? Or I would have gone with like the first sure thing, you know.
Yeah. Where is that piece?
I'll grab
show and
it.
share
I'll grab
today?
it when I need to grab another beer.
Okay, all right.
Dude, individual bricks. It took so I started it on Sunday and I just finished it last night. Every single brick hand cut and then hand carved with like a it's like a ball sculpting tool. I'll bring it out.
Oh.
Sorry,
what's up, guys?
Dwayne's here.
What's up, Dwayne? Which comment were you highlighting? Sorry. I think our fingers like slid across each other's. Was that yours? That's
just brushed it right across.
Yeah. We're using the same mouse.
Should I read in my Poncho voice? Yo.
Yes.
No, I won't do that. All right.
You just started it.
I feel that, Mara. No, every once in a while, when I'm halfway through a production run and realize just how much is left, I always stop and say to myself, God, I hate selling shit. You know what? Actually, I just got Poncho, can I even say what I got? Let me know in the chat if I could show off what I got from you recently. All right, let's go to Dwayne.
Yo, what's up, Dwayne? Again? Oh, I hate deadlines, especially when it comes to projects that require a lot of creativity. Yeah, that's hard. I got hit up when I was finishing up the city diorama, and I think I told you about this, but I get hit up by a toy company, which I'm a fan of. I have some stuff for, that asked for something, and I was so pumped about it. And it came back with a deadline that I just couldn't do. As like, you know, I work full time. I'm a full-time dad. Like I couldn't do it. I so wanted to, and those kind of situations suck.
Wait, can we just? All right, so I don't think the chat knows exactly what you're talking about. Without giving too much away. So everybody knows the city dial that you've been making. Somebody wanted that, but within what, 4 weeks?
Yeah, I think it was like 3 or 4 weeks. And if it's different now. If I had my shop and I did this full time, I think I could honestly crank it. I've been one of those that I want to take on.
You think you could do that 2-year build in 4 weeks?
Absolutely. Now that I've done it once, yes. Because most of that's digital now. Most of that I cut, I designed R&D, like create. Right now, I have it as archive files that I can reproduce and change scale. Right, so I can move much quicker the second time. And if I did it, go back to what I said. If I did it full time, I would put in the hours. There's guys that build performance vehicles in weeks. We see it on TV. I can do a big dial like that if I dedicated my entire time to doing it, and would love to do that, but I can't do that. So
okay, you know what?
I tell them no.
I think this will be good. So, one, I don't think you can, and I love you, Mike, and I have faith in you. But I think like fucking week 3, you're gonna be calling me and Poncho to go in there and help you like paint some shit. But
that's what happens though. But
what did you? All right, so let's talk about that 2-year build. What are some of the things that you? I mean, just for the sake of the show, failed at, but learned from and would do differently besides the automation?
Well, I think that's some of it, but hand cut bricks, right? Hand cut bricks I probably won't do on a big project. And the only reason that I think I failed at is if you go back and look, there's just not as straight. So I think I would come up with a different way, and I didn't during the process, that I could just make it, you know. What's so funny?
Poncho.
Oh, all right.
Hey, he's not wrong. I've had my kids work on shit before.
Yeah, I mean,
You too.
yeah, I definitely have. I don't know if I've sold those pieces. I might have given them away, but yeah, I definitely had kids making dioramas. That's the point of the channel. Why I didn't want this to be confusion earlier when we were kind of just like venting about comments, not saying we really say those things to people. But yeah, I think just the overall hand cut bricks, I think I would have did it a little differently. I don't know if there's a failure, so that's kind of different. Let me think. A 2-year project, I really had to like go back. My eyes are going to glaze over. I'm going to check a few file cabinets.
Wait, I remember that.
I didn't find anything.
The McDonald's. Okay, you didn't fail at all.
No, I just mean I didn't find anything. That just means it was probably cleared and archived, and someone dumped the files in the back. My brain don't know.
Dude, you did individual bricks for the McDonald's piece, right?
Yeah.
You're insane. I wouldn't do that shit.
But that was just a front fascia. So I think that's not a failure, but that's something I learned, right? I don't think I could do a whole building that size, so 3-story, 1/12 scale in bricks, right? It just takes too long. So that's why I did the front. And anyway, a lot of times on buildings, especially like downtown, your front is,
right, yeah,
architecturally beautiful. Sides are just brick.
It's all about the front, baby.
Yeah, it is. Failures. God, I should have thought about this ahead of time for this particular one. I got particular projects, but so the piping on the back, not the piping, but like conduit and stuff like that. There was a lot of trial and error there, so I consider those fail using styrene to metal, like the little metal hollow ones you get on the hobby aisle lobby, and bending those right, and just like what looks realistic, what doesn't. What's acceptable at that scale and what wouldn't be in other scales. So like I went through styrene. I think I settled on metal and then found a way to bend it to a certain degree where it didn't flatten and look unreal. So that took a few times. Yes.
Oh, 1000%. My uncle's an architect. When I was younger, my dad was really pushing me because I told him I wanted to be an architect because I was in this shit, Lego. He wanted me to learn AutoCAD and Corel Draw. Dude, even like to this day, I still think about it. I'm like, fuck, I should have been an architect, man. And just for like, just the purposes of like building shit. There are architecture channels that I follow on YouTube. So 78, you're living the dream. Fuck, man.
Yeah. So I wanted to go to Clemson, not because it was, the rivalry in my own state, but they had a great architecture program, and I was young and stupid and never went. But I had a heart to do it, man. I love drawing architecturally, and that's one of my favorite things. Is like we talked about that before. Like I'll stare at going down the road at buildings and forget that I'm driving, which isn't a good thing, guys. Don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I've almost rear-ended a few people just staring at shit, just staring at buildings. But yeah, no, architecture even till this day is still very interesting to me. Dude, I remember going to my uncle's house, and this was in El Salvador. So he's an architect in El Salvador, right? And I went down to the basement, which is his shop, and he had, is it a topographic model? Is that what it is? Where it shows like the elevations of like land and stuff. And I still remember to this day how he made it. It was just like maybe like 1 or 2 millimeter, like thin layers of, it might have been like chipboard or something, right? Just stacked on top of each other to show like the elevation. And I remember that shit blowing my mind. And like he had like little houses or something like stacked, and I was like, and I was a kid at that time. I was like, oh shit, this is like a toy or something. But it was like, don't fuck, it's my work.
Yeah, that's cool. Those are the kind of things I want to do on the CNC, because you can take some of those elevations. There's even like sites that you can pull that data down and do that on the CNC. But you just hit my brain with something. Doing that with the laser using chipboard and doing flat ones would be really cool.
Wait, to do what?
To cut out the chipboard? Yeah, take that terrain. Yeah, that would be cool.
Yo, let's talk offline. I got some ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Maybe.
I don't even know how he made that. Because did they have lasers back then? I don't know.
No, I mean he probably hand cut it. Probably.
That's insane, dude. Like hundreds of layers. So, oh
Yeah.
my god. Yeah, dude. I really wanted to be an architect, but you know, I don't even know how much they get paid and shit now, but I am where I am, but I enjoy doing this shit as a hobby, you know.
Well, aren't you an architect?
Yeah, I'm an architect.
I mean, you're a miniature architect.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think so, I mean, there's a lot more with like our architecture with like learning like laws and zoning and like
Right.
all that shit, right? Like I think some of the shit that I build would fail in the real world. Like that shit ain't realistic. Like it's not gonna work, you know.
Get those miniature inspectors.
Yeah.
Um,
Fuck, man. I'm gonna grab.
That's what I classified high school creations as. Is my town was a miniature architecture, like design and building.
For high school? What are you talking about? I didn't.
For high school creations. For high school creations, you have to, whenever you form a company, you have to basically give what it does, and that's what I classified it as, was miniature architecture.
Oh shit.
Yeah, because I was trying to do like videography and something else. The lady's like, no, you'd have to have a different permit for all these other things. Why don't you just do like miniature architect? Because I kept trying to say like I build miniatures and dioramas. She's like, I don't understand that. You're a miniature architect. It's like, okay.
So she told you what you were?
Yeah. Well, I described what I was doing and what fit. Apparently, there's certain drop downs you have to fit into.
Is that a real thing? Fuck, I'm a miniature architect too.
That's where I would. That's the whole point of what I came up with. Is our miniature architect.
Okay. Now, full circle, baby. Right back.
Full circle. There we go.
I follow.
Guys, if you're live, go ahead and replay that and walk it back. It maybe will make sense on the second time around.
You got to watch it in reverse. All right. I'm going to grab those walls. I'm going to grab another beer. You mind entertaining the chat while I'm out?
Yeah, dude. All right, you guys ready for the giveaway? Just kidding. There's no giveaway tonight. But stick around because Mario is really coming back to show us a great diode that he's working on. And tonight, we didn't talk about this, but tonight we will have some toy unboxing. I got a few things in this week that I didn't get to box on Thursday, unbox Thursday. So towards the end of the show tonight, we will have some stuff to we got 2 or 3 things. Mario's got some stuff he's hyped for. So it should be a great time, at least for that part of the show. So while we had this intermission, I do want to talk about the diorama I showed off today. I'm working on a new commission, and we probably will get into this later as well. But I got a whole bunch of free material gifted to me. As I was leaving my dad's the other day, he's a religious recycler. He had all this styrofoam stacked up. Thin styrofoam, like the cooler type styrofoam. 3 bags. As I was walking out, I was like, can I have that? He was like, you want? I was like, yeah, I'll take all that. So I got a bunch of free styrofoam, which really helps with this big structure that I'm working on. I'm working on this new, he's back, by the way. So I'm not going to talk about that. He doesn't know about it. So don't say anything, guys.
I know what you're talking about.
Oh, shit. So there's this big diode. It's big. It's big for this scale, for vintage scale. It's probably going to be about 3 feet by 20 inches. It's going to be long. So this is great foam because that builds up all that structure on the 2 sides of the street for the market. And I'll be able to add all the details and then do the grout stuff that I've been testing out a lot here lately. Do some of that with some different textures and different coarseness. Coarseness, the right word? Different grains of material in there, so you get different grades of what looks like different materials once it's dried. So I think that'd be a really fun build. I'm excited about that.
I wonder how that cuts on the Proxxon.
Just the same. It cuts really well with the blade too, but I think you want to turn the heat down because much more.
Is that EPS? So, that's EPS foam, right?
Yeah. So you really want this to be really low heat because it will melt pretty quickly.
Oh, you know what? I wanted to ask our international viewers. I think it's just some of the eights. I want to get foams from every, like, not every country, but like the different foams that they sell in different countries, right? Like the blue stuff, the green stuff that like G Boom uses. There's some gray stuff from, I think, Germany. I have no idea, but I want to try it because it's completely, it's different. Our stuff is too elastic. Like it bounces back. You know what I mean? It doesn't take impressions as good as like some other shit, you know? China, really?
Isn't everything from China these days?
Yo, let's go hit up Alibaba.
I think you can. So that's was about to actually say that is, over the weekend you sent me that research to find that 4-inch DuPont foam, and I did. Yeah, it seems like you can only buy it by the pallet, and it equates to about $150 a 4x8 sheet. But I also saw you could buy it on Alibaba. I don't know if it's the same exact stuff, but it's blue and it's foam, XPS foam. So,
all right, let's talk offline because I want to try and get this this gray foam that I seen in Germany. It looks really good. I got the pieces.
Oh, so hold on. Let's make it big. Maybe just give you the whole screen. No.
Wait, Kev, you have the gray stuff? Try the gray stuff. It's delicious. I don't think he's talking about foam. All right. So this
the snozberries taste like snozberries.
So the idea was to do like white brick, right? Like where it's painted over, and then do a reverse chipping. So I'm going to take the sponge with like regular brick colors, right? Your reds, your flesh tones, whatever, and then just stipple it on here. But it's not, you can't really tell. The grooves aren't that deep, and you can still see some of like the ink, right? I put like 2 coats of gesso on this, like 2 coats of paint, and then the spackle, which is still a little dusty. So it looks okay. But for the idea that I had, it wasn't going to work. So,
Did you wash it already? Or is that just the lines that, because I see the brick lines pretty well, or the mortar lines?
Well, the only reason why you see the brick lines, so think of it as like an undercoat, right? You see the brick lines because that's the ink seeping through. So there's 6 layers of shit on this, and 2 layers of that is plaster, right? So I mean, it was I should have taken pictures, but here you can see, like right on that corner, you can still see the ink coming out, right? And it's not what?
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on. Now this will be much better because there's no ink, and you can actually see like it's indented in. Oh, fuck, I should have brought the tool out here. So I think this is going to work much better. And this shit took, God, I fucking hate
What are you, perfecting bricks? I mean, each one of these just look better and better. It looks like you used a tool to do this. And what I mean by tool, like some sort of automated tool. Excuse me.
Dude, no laser is going to give you this finish. What are you, crazy?
I beg to differ.
No, it looks too uniform. Each individual brick is not the same. All right, I'm gonna have to go get that tool. I'm gonna have to show you guys.
I don't believe you. What new machine do you have that's baking these up?
Because I'm actually kind of proud, and I have to show it. I have to talk about it because, dude, my hand was cramping. It was like hours every day just to get it done. I don't even know how many bricks are in there. And you know what sucks, dude? That's not even going to be the focal point of this diorama. And I'm probably going to cut out like a big section for a window in this goddamn wall. So all this shit was just for nothing. All right, let me go get that tool really quick.
Does it have batteries?
No.
How many times has he left tonight? This is like his 3rd time, right? Yeah. Huh. Bricks. Bricks are tough. I've done bricks like going back to the city diorama I keep talking about. In that particular one, I did bricks 4 different ways: hand cut, used a roller, used a laser, and I also hand cut bricks as well as like hand carved bricks. So that's number 4.
Dude, let me ask you this: how do you feel about bricks in your dios? I know it's just a broad question. Do you like them? Do you like having brick walls?
Realistic, but I do think I am tired of seeing all brick walls. But I do like seeing bricks, in a more realistic scale versus cinder blocks as bricks. But I think that comes with like the aesthetic you're trying to apply, or comes with experience, right? You want to be on the more realism side, or you want to be more comic book. It depends. But overall, I like to mix it up, kind of like what you're kind of doing now, right? Is doing like almost stucco, or like, it's not just a brick wall. It's like old painted over brick wall stuff, chipping, the more realistic stuff, right?
Yeah. So there's a part of me, right, that for a while I was like, I need to get away from bricks. Like I associate bricks with like the beginner diorama maker, right? But I mean, fucking brick buildings are everywhere, right? It's the most common like thing. And I think that is why I was like, you know what, I want to individually carve these bricks, because I want to set my work apart from like, like everybody does bricks. And then side note, that picture I sent you and Machu earlier this week with the overshot of that brick grinds my gears, dude. And I actually, let me see if I can find it.
Oh man, I don't want to call anybody out.
No, I mean, I don't know if you can see it, but I accidentally cut through this one.
So I mean, it's very easy to do it, and after you've done, I don't know, 100 bricks on one, you do it a few times, you're not gonna throw that piece in the trash. You're gonna cover it up, or you're gonna make it a detail or something.
Dude, I'm gonna remove that brick. So, but it pissed me off because I started from here and I went all the way up here and I fucked up on that very top one, and I was like, no. Usually I just throw the shit away, but okay. So here are the tools that I did, right? So obviously a blade, some sort of blade, right? And then I showed this off on episode 1, this dental tool.
That's your back scratcher. Oh, you got some cushion around it. What do you call that? That wrap?
I got some gaffer's tape around it because
it's like Donatello's staff.
It had like some knurled metal, and it kept on like chewing up like the inside of my finger. So, but this doesn't help it at all. It actually kind of does the same effect. And then I started, so for a while back in 2008, when I was doing custom 3/4 figures, I was working a lot with clay and the green stuff, right? So this is an old ass tool to shape clay. So it's 2 different sizes, and it's just a ball, right? So I think one of the ways to make your bricks look realistic, like if you just cut it, with your blade or whatever, it has those sharp edges. I think I'm learning now, sharp edges don't belong anywhere in a diorama. Like it just kills the illusion of like realism, right? So every single brick, I went in and I took this and I like rounded out the edges. And it makes impressions. You can see right there. Like I'm
impressed.
So, but it just sucks, like a whole week's worth of work, and this shit is just, you won't even pay attention to it because it's
brick. Oh, it pays off in the end though. It does. When you got that detail and you get the paint on it and all those details pop, like
that's one thing that I've learned recently, especially with like watching Night Shift and like all these, like they're like tank modelers, right? So they focus on hyper realism. All like the time you put in, right? The failures that you go through, the fucking swear words, like all the shit that you regret, and like just constantly question yourself, why do I do that? That shit will pay off. All those little details pay off at the end because it will set your shit apart from everyone else, right? This will not, when it's all said and done, it will not look like your standard just cut, scribe with a toothpick or whatever type brick, you know? So, I mean, it was a bitch to do, but I'm happy with it.
No soju tonight. That's the
Yoko's the
dude.
ambassador for soju. She's getting everybody on that soju shit.
So my area, they don't have. I really like the yogurt one, and if they had that, it'd probably be something I'd buy more often. But I think they only had like strawberry. Was it strawberry or apple? It just wasn't. Maybe it was grape actually, and the grape to me wasn't that good.
Yeah, grape sucks.
I remember it being somebody's favorite, but to me, the yogurt one was the best one.
Grapefruit is my favorite now.
Grapefruit, yeah.
You know what? Let's
wait. Poncho, yes, there's soju. Soju over at Total Wine, right next to that pizza place across from Barnes and Noble. Or well, other side next to Senior Tequilas. You guys don't know what we're talking about, but that's a place over. No, familiar. Or very familiar with. So anyway, you mean enabling? Yeah, great point.
Enabling people on soju, yeah.
Hey, I finally hung up my enablers sign from Bearded. I thought I lost it for a very long time, and I was cleaning up some papers, and I found it the other day. And I was like, I gotta get this.
Oh, you lost it. Goddamn, I hope he's not watching.
Hey, I had the Super 7 one, and it's actually incorporated into my display. And if I display something, that means I really cherish it. So just because I lost one piece, I did find it. It's right there.
Oh.
Yeah, and what's weird is like soju, I didn't know was classified as a liquor, so it's on the other side of Total Wine, not the beer and Sprite side, but the other side.
What did you think it was?
Well, I don't know. I
beer?
really don't. Well, we're taking shots of it, but it was pretty weak stuff. I think it was like 10%. Right? Except we did get soju'd up that one time.
No, well, here's the thing. No, yeah, we did off of like what 3-4 bottles amongst 4 people and shit. Yo, one little ass bottle. So the last enabler episode, right? We're getting off topic, but let me just say this really quick. Hey. I only had 2 bottles, and I was thinking the same thing as you. I'm like, this weak ass shit. I'll drink 2 bottles and I'll slam some IPAs, right? Yo, I was rocked, dude. Soju creeps up.
Maybe so. I thought it was somebody that was pouring. Yoko was pouring those. I just remember I couldn't stop giggling in the minivan. Like, dude, those rides in the minivan were epic. What happened? Oh, you had it up.
The drink. Yeah, dude. Yeah, exactly. It depends on who's pouring the shots. Heavy ass shots, dude.
This is adult life here. Excuse me?
Actually, we should be talking about the build and not the drink. Actually, you know what? All right, let's get back to the topic at hand and we'll wrap this shit up so we can talk about some other stuff. Any closing statements about failure, Mike?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is, go back. Don't dwell on them. Move forward. Learn from them. It's going to happen. Share them. I think a lot of people don't. They're fearful of sharing. I think one of the problems with social media now is everybody puts their best picture forward. Okay, that's what social media is. But I want to see some more raw stuff. I want to see, behind the scenes is great, but I want to see failures. I want to see how you got to your epic post, right? And some of that stuff myself, it truly doesn't get as many likes, but it's cool to see that stuff and people building up to something. Like I try to share all those tests with the plaster that you put me onto with a couple different materials just to see how it reacts and do some cool stuff with. So I did cork. I did that green foam, which sucked because it was so like you could just crush it, right? It's cool to see that behind the scenes stuff, and those are failures that you know either continue to try to evolve, or you drop it all together and never come back to it. So
yeah, either you learn to make it work or learn this shit ain't for you.
Yeah,
that's exactly it. Mike,
but failures. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, the diorama that you have, that's not the first version. That's the second version, the Cyberpunk diorama.
Really?
Yeah. Here's a failure, and I know you know this. I tried to glue down cork onto foam, and it warped. Yeah. So
did it?
Big no.
Yeah. It'd be cool to be able to. I guess that was rolled up cork. Probably I had the same problem. I buy it in bulk and it's rolled up, but it'd be nice to find that stuff flat.
No. I had two different thicknesses. I think I had 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch, right? Shit, dude, I'll be there next week. Let's go.
Korean barbecue, man.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's what 843 is. It's good.
Dude, cork doesn't react well to any sort of moisture. So even if it's thick, it'll warp on you. Use glue dots, tape that shit down. Don't glue it. So that's what I learned. My bad. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I was just trying to close out that segment and try to give a positive beat on failure. I think I did that though.
Yeah, I could do it too. Dude, yeah. Like Mike said, don't be afraid to failure. It's part of the path. It's part of the journey. You're going to fail. No doubt about it, right? And don't be afraid to. The only thing that you'll lose is a couple of weeks, right? And here's the good thing about our respect.
I'm just kidding.
Here's the thing. The greatest thing about this hobby is you can always fucking make it again, right? I could smash this shit and I can make it again and it'll probably be better, right? But yeah, your failures are your biggest teachers, right? You should look forward to doing that. I remember when I managed a sales team, people were so afraid to have the right talk track or have the right line to get the meeting or close the deal and shit. And it's like, you won't. You just gotta fucking do it, right? And you gotta get that rejection. You gotta get that failure out of the way, because every single failure gets you one step closer to that success, to that fucking finished dio or whatever, right? So jump in, fucking fail fast, and I know you might have not got that. The idea that we are approachable. We are. Hit us up, ask questions, but ask the right questions. And go out there, do your research, and try some shit. And show us what you failed at, and we'll help you get through the rest of the way. So there you go.
Yeah. There's a wealth of people doing this hobby and doing it well, and they have content out there. So there's a wealth of information.
They failed too, right? They didn't just fucking out the fucking womb like, here you go, fucking here's a diorama tree and shit. Dude, I gotta bring this up. Machu has shared a because obviously Machu knows what the topic was going to be. He shared a reel from IG talking about like failure. It was I forgot who it was, but it was a Saturday Night Live skit, and they were talking about like failure, and they brought up Oprah. They're like, did you know Oprah at the age of 23 got fired from her job? And you're thinking, holy shit, who would fire Oprah? Like, you shouldn't have done that.
That's the first thought. I'd be like, what'd she do? What'd she do?
Exactly. And they're like, you know what? They're like, you shouldn't have fired Oprah. That's Oprah. And like, wrong. You should have fired her because she wasn't Oprah yet, right? She probably learned from that, and then she became Oprah, right? So even like the Oprahs of the world have experienced some sort of failure, right? Again, it's nothing to be scared of. Just fucking embrace that shit. Dive right in, fail fast, and learn quicker.
Yeah, don't give up. That's the whole point, I think, to that previous story is she could have gave up there and never would have became who she is today, right? But she took that lesson and applied it and kept going, right? Didn't allow anybody to tell her she couldn't do something. And the same for how you build. Build how you want to build.
Yeah,
Fail, figure it out, move forward. Just keep doing it. If you don't like it, take that passion to something that you really do like. Don't feel like you have to, do something that maybe you failed at it 10 times, right? You can't get it at all. Take that passion to something else, right? Either way, apply what you're learning. What are we getting schooled on here? Why do we fall? To get back up.
to learn to pick ourselves back up again. Oh, press not on my bingo card for tonight. Wait, hold on.
Did I say never don't give up? That would be a perfect slogan. That's going to be the slogan for next week or next show is never don't give up.
Fucking Toying kills me, man. All right. I think we got our point across. What have you been working on?
I talked about it a little bit when I was, explaining how I got this free material. Stuff? Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out this, I don't know, cat's kind of out the bag, this Clerks dial that's 1/12 scale. And then I got hit up by a buddy to build like a vintage scale. Is it Mos Eisley? What's the name of that?
Ernie Eisley.
Ernie Eisley. No, whatever that market is in Galaxy's Edge, right? I'm terrible with names, but kind of recreate that.
Dude,
all right, that's got to go on a shirt. That's going on a shirt.
Toyrensu, can you? I want to put that on the build shirt. Toyrensu, give us a permission to do that. I want to get it out there. Never don't give up.
Never start anything that you're not going to finish. I guess that actually makes sense. Don't use that. So yeah, just been working on that. It's kind of new. I've not been building much actually. We talked about this earlier. Like, I just been focusing on closing stuff out at my real job for the end of the year, and until I talked to you yesterday, I had no motivation. So one, I appreciate the pep talk. Two,
yeah, don't come at me with that bullshit, Mike. God damn, keep building. Forget your real job. I'm joking. Sorry. What's up with the Clerks thing now?
It's going good. Yeah. I think honestly, it's kind of an easier build, right? It's not a whole lot of detail. There's some things you got to get just right, but because it's an easier piece, you can get those finer details in. So like, I'm doing research now because I want to find high resolution versions of like the storefronts and all the different little stickers and stuff. And that requires attention to detail. I'm going back and watching Clerks. I'm basing this all off the original. So watching and seeing just to make sure it plays in that specific time period, because I think also I'm doing this in a black and white theme. I don't know if I've actually articulated that live. So hard. Plus, I think in the second or third movie, they repainted it. So if you see a black and white version, it's a little different. So my version's all from that first movie. So
which is the best one?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I enjoy them all more so as I've gotten older. But it's hilarious, and that again, that's easy build. Just got to do all this research to make sure I get the right setting. And for the most part, the structure is done. It's just painting. I've done the bulk of the painting, the bulk of what the building itself looks like, and it's going to be split into two pieces. So like the Quick Mart and then the video store. Yeah, I forget the name of it now, but I've got the signage, like the bigger signage stuff already planned out, ready to go. I just got to print. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that would be awesome. Like 30 years ago, you go there now and get quality images of all the stickers that were there then. I think they've cleaned that place up actually.
Yeah.
But if you go back and look at it, it was pretty run down. There's a lot of rust, but now they went back and
Oh, they redid it. Kind of like when we saw Kim's Convenience, it looked different than what it looked like in the show, or maybe it looked the same. I can't fucking remember.
Speaking of, that'd be an awesome dial to do.
I talked to Kev about this like back in 2020. Wanted to do that, but that's one of those dials that you can't do it in 112, man. It's not realistic. That shit would have to be done in like 125th or even 135th scale, you know, which I've been diving into 135 lately. It's so, dude, it's great, man. Working on a smaller scale.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
How are you liking building in 118?
It's fun. You can get a whole lot more. Like this new project, like would almost be almost the size of the city when I did it 112, right? With 118, I can bring it down. It actually fits. It's smaller. I could build like I want to build to get an entire picture of a specific scene or group of scenes, right, with this particular corridor, which would be really hard in 112 because it'd be so big.
Yeah, there's just so much like there's so much, I guess, negative space in like 112. Like this shit looks boring. You're gonna have to like fill it up, but like in real life, maybe only like this section would have like greeble or something, you know. And I think I figured it out. Like in a smaller scale, you're kind of forced to throw a ton of detail in it, right? Like this is 135th scale, right? Like if this was like blown up to like a 112 scale, like this section would be boring as fuck, you know? Why you gotta ruin the magic, dude?
The illusion is gone now. I can never rewatch it.
That's funny you mentioned that, Pancho. Kev and I were talking about that. It might happen. That would be an easy one to recreate, because it's like all the like there's probably like so many like reference photos, right? And it never changes, you know.
Yeah, there's sets too. There's miniatures everywhere now.
I wouldn't be surprised if there were like actual like blueprints for that set, you know. Shit, you could even go off of the Lego set.
You know, you can get the blueprint of the of it, and then you could pull that into something like SketchUp and actually make your model out of that.
Oh, yeah.
I know that because I was doing some of that for like the Star Trek bridge, but the Star Trek bridge is so big in 112 scale. It's stupid.
Dude, I'm saying, man, 112. Dude, I think 112 dioramas. It's not realistic, man. Like, who the fuck has that space? Like, I think 112 like facades is probably more realistic for like photography. Don't trigger me, Pancho. That's it. All right, I'm doing it. Just to shut him up.
It's so weird because honestly, like if you could do that full time, you could probably honestly knock that dio out. Since your timeline's a little bit longer than mine, I'll say 3 weeks. I could probably do it in a week and a half. But
bullshit.
8 hours a day, 8 hours a day, or probably since it's your passion, you could spend 10 to 12 hours a day. I guarantee that you could get that done in a week.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Challenge. It might not take a week, but it's a month. Whoever gets it done first, send it to Pancho first.
So I got too many. I don't have a slot for it.
All right. Sorry, Pancho. I try to help you out. No, I think, yeah, you're right. If I had nothing else going on, right? No day job. If the kids didn't need to be fed once, maybe twice a day, I could probably get it done in like 3 weeks. What? No. Do I? Do I keep underestimating? Maybe it's.
No, he's underestimating. I think it's my time that he's underestimating. But I really think, yeah. A week and a half. I said a week and a half. 8 hours to 10 hours a day straight, just going full dio on a dio. I mean, have you ever considered doing that? I mean, 10 hours on a dio, dude. 8 to 10 hours.
Yeah, you asked me though. Like, I think it was last month. You asked me, you're like, what would you do if you had 30 days? Just 30 days to build. I'd be able. I think I could knock something out if I had like. If I didn't have to like go to work and shit.
Dude, I've seen you go through some of these spells, and we call them cycles that we talked about, like these real hot cycles, and you'll pump out something in like weeks. You'll pump out three different things, right? If you
Yeah,
did that full time and you were in that kind of cycle, dude, you would be killing it. I think you could get through.
I gotta hit that flow state.
Yeah, get that flow state and just go full dio.
Fuck, I kind of want to do something now.
I told you, man, when we were talking about that 30-day, dude, I was like, it was itching me. What would I do with 30 days or 60 days? Just straight, taking the hobby to a different game and just like locking myself in and building all the things that I want to build. Now, as long as I didn't lose the passion or something from doing that, dude, I would just try to pump out everything I could. I got all these great ideas. I think they're great. I just don't have the time to do them. That's sad.
All right, so here's the thing: we're gonna take a leave of absence from our jobs, right? Paid leave of absence, right? And we'll just we'll build a diorama for Poncho.
That'll be the one. That'll be the one that takes our Dio careers to the next level. All riding on that Dio poncho.
Yeah, and then we're just waiting for him to tell us which one he likes better, and then he
Dude,
can't decide.
we're gonna take this idea to Netflix. This is gonna be on Netflix. You're gonna take Dio Wars to Netflix.
I'm telling you, Build Wars, man. That was a fucking great idea. Build Wars. Let's go. Dude, I'm bringing that shit back next year. Build Wars. I'm going to start calling people out.
How close are we to it? I mean, we could do drama. They have, Master Brick. That's kind of building kind of stuff, man. I think a diorama show would be dope. I don't know if I'd be a contestant, but there's great people that could be on that show. I'd watch it.
I'm surprised there isn't anything like that. They had like the Lego build off thing. There should be like a diorama thing. Nate, did you hear that new Damu? Clouds? I have that shit on repeat. It's got a little Christmas vibe to it, so it's just the music that helps me get into the flow state.
I thought I said Dio Wars, but I guess Mario said Build Wars. I'm gonna bill you for that. Is that like negative points?
Wait, that's what happens like after we take our leave of absence. We're like, oh shit, how do we pay for this stuff? Build Wars. What the fuck is he talking about? Amongst ducks?
I don't know. Is he on the soju? Oh, hold on. We're going to click it.
We're on the soju.
Yeah. Soju?
Actually, I was thinking about that. Some enhancers to like just get in the
It's not like Limitless. It's not gonna happen. No, you're not gonna turn to Bradley Cooper and save everybody's life.
Dude, my brother was talking about are we unhinged right now? Can I talk about this? I don't know if I can talk about it. My brother was talking about consuming a special plant that'll help you get in like the flow state, and he's like, oh, this shit will elevate you. You'll just be building for days. Oh, check it out, dude. Check it out. That'd be crazy.
Oh, that's not a riddle. I'm sitting here looking at a statement like, is this a riddle?
No, it's a song.
Okay. Riddle me this, riddle me that.
Yeah. Fuck, man, I even forgot what we were talking about. But I will say this. So Mike had 2 weeks ago, you sent me a link to BBTS for MMM toys. And you're like, yo, dog, they're doing your pillars. Remember you sent that? And I think I was out with the kids somewhere. Maybe I was going to go take them to get ice cream. And they triggered me. I'm like, fuck this. I stopped the car. I'm like, we're not getting ice cream. I got to go back home. I got to start building right now. I got to start building some pillars. And that's where this came from.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, I didn't mean to, make you crash the car.
No, I didn't crash the car, but you ruined their afternoon, man. They really wanted ice cream. They really did.
That looks dope, dude.
So here's the thing about Mike and I. Like, if I'm not in the mood to build, Mike is in a mood to build, and he's like motivated. If he's not in the mood, I'm in the mood, and we kind of like reel each other back in. So he sent me that link, and it like pissed me off for some reason, because the last time I built pillars was March or April. And those were okay. But I'm like, so many people have done them now, whatever. These are the 2.0. So thank you, Mike, for upsetting me and robbing my kids of their ice cream so I could build this goddamn thing. I forgot to put the rebar in for tonight, but there's supposed to be some rebar that goes in between the cracks and stuff. So
Wait, Mario doesn't like ice cream?
God damn it, Yoko!
Is this another crust note anti-ice cream? What the heck?
She wanted to get some ice cream, and I was like, I don't like ice cream. I don't eat it. She thought I was trying to blow her off or something like that. I'm like,
what about dude, shaved ice, gelato?
I don't have a sweet tooth. I prefer the salty snacks. I don't like ice cream. Gives me bad gas.
It was an excuse to get ice cream. Yeah, not to get ice cream. Excuse me. Well, one day, going back to why I always look for like stuff on BBTS and who's doing what out there. Maybe one day we can talk more about why that is. But anyway, the motivation is great. You're gonna send that to me so I can mold it, maybe.
Yeah. All right. Fuck it. Here's the thing. So a lot of people will hit me up and they'll say, "Hey, can you make me a set? Or you need to start selling these or whatever." And I mean, you would think it's simple construction because it's it's a 2x2, whatever, right? This shit takes.
Put them in my mouth.
Lock it up. This takes forever to make, and you can't just sell one. Who's going to take a photo with just one pillar, right? You need at least two. You need the damaged one, and then you need a non-damaged one, right? I don't like ice cream, Kev. Drop it. It's
Who doesn't like crust?
Weird thing. It's not a weird thing. I can't. Anyways, and in order for me to like commission this or sell these, dude, I'd have to sell them at like $50 a pillar at least for it to be worth it, right? It takes like, dude, look at this shit. Like, come on. It's not easy to make and it's not quick. It takes forever. At least a week to 2 weeks to make one, right? So
can you walk us through the process? No. I'm just joking.
Actually, I can. You get 2-inch foam. You cut it into a perfect square. And then you look at reference images and you just start carving away. There you go. Dude, you know how many different tones of paint? So I was talking to Chamba and I kept on showing him like, I think this is working. I think this is working. There's 6 different colors of paint in just that exposed section right there. And that's not including like the 3 different blue tones, right? Anyways, so I'd like to get these pillars out to everybody, to the people that ask. So I'm like, Mike, I'll send this to you. And Mike said he'll try it and cast it and see if we could mass produce it. So that's something to look forward to. And then Mike would sell it at $25 a pop.
Yeah, whatever. Asking if casting's cheaper, you definitely want to rotocast it, but if
rotocasting probably would, because like, can you imagine this casted in like full? That'd be a lot of resin per.
Not to mention if you dropped it on a figure or your foot.
By foot. We just need to learn how to rotocast.
Oh, that's easy. Especially with like 15-minute like quick set resin. You just got to keep it spinning. I haven't know how to do it, but that's the fun part, right? Is learning how to get to that. Resin is expensive, and the upfront cost is expensive, but long term to be able to reproduce. Hold on, let me finish this. Reproduce, the product over and over again, right? Versus the time it takes to make individual pillars. There's a point break for the overall cost.
Dude, yeah, I wonder if people would like. They probably just want the goddamn product. They don't care if it's like hand carved or whatever. I just need some pillars from my figures, right?
I think, having it and owning it, right? You know that foam is sensitive. One of the problems with Dio, especially made of foam, is if you nick it with your finger, even if you coat it, they're very fragile. When you
Yeah.
move into like casting and stuff, you take your product to another level as far as durability and longevity, right? And so there's value in that. And plus you can archive your piece, right? You have an original, just like you do with prints and paintings, right? That's my mentality behind it.
Actually,
Ooh,
we thought about making some shit in concrete because they have those I don't know if you've seen it. There's a company out there that sells a silicone mold for 1/6, 1/12, 1/18 scale bricks, cinder blocks, and things like that. And you can actually use concrete. There's a couple, yes, diorama makers that I follow that use concrete. I think they might be architects actually. So it's funny you mentioned that. Yeah, I mean, Mike and I talk fucking almost daily. We're constantly trying to figure out how we can take some of the stuff that we make and like mass produce it. I'd love to get some of the shit that I make out to people. I just don't have the time. I don't have the time to make like 100 of these goddamn things. That would be 2 years. And Mike showing off some tools that he has. Is
yeah. So
Dwayne
this is
here? Hit up Mike. Teach him how to refine this.
Hey man, I think I've got it to a very good point. And this is not a Kinect. This is not go to an Xbox 360. This is a 3D scanner. I think a lot of the technology is based off that though. But I also am going to take the opportunity to scan that product for you so you have it digitally archived. I definitely have refined that process now where I've actually been able to small scale, like take some of the projects I made. Like I made a throne not too long ago, well now 3 years ago, and I scanned that in like last week, and now I have this digital that I can go in and refine some of the stuff I didn't like before. Like it wasn't even to me. I want an even throne, so I split it and then flipped it. Now I have an even throne, right? So there's things you can do.
In the
I
software?
split it, yeah, in Box Pro.
Okay.
And then merge them. So that came out nice, and I'm looking forward to 3D printing that. So there's a lot of things you can do with a 3D printer or 3D scanner as well that I'm trying to do, but it's not perfect. If you guys have used a 3D scanner, it's still not perfect. So you got to go through and do some cleanup, like post cleanup for sure, before you can
clean up
deliver it.
in Box, or do you clean up in like some other software?
Currently I'm using, so this particular brand scanner has proprietary software, and so I'm doing most of the cleanup there, and then doing any kind of like manipulation to the actual 3D object in Box Pro.
Yeah.
There's probably some better products I could do that in, but again, this is fun for me. Like I'm just trying different things, different softwares. Like I've imported stuff into SketchUp. I've built stuff in SketchUp. I've exported and printed some of that stuff out of SketchUp. There's a lot of stuff you can do digitally these days that I think a lot of people are really stepping into now too. But just changes, what we've been doing for years.
And I think so. Dio-Bolic says, "Shit, me too. I've tried casting my popular signs; they just don't come out the same." And Pancho earlier said that I think some people see more value in like a hand carved thing. And that's one thing I'm afraid of. Like, even if we were to cast it, it probably wouldn't come out as good as this, right? And whatever, Mike. We'll just tell the people now. We've talked to like 3D sculptors and people that actually we think can replicate our work in like the digital space, but they tell us they can't replicate certain things like texture. Just like I don't know if you can see it, like this grainy brick texture, they just can't do it. So I think there are limitations to like scanning, obviously, and like recreating stuff digitally and then printing it, right? Casting might be the way to go. I don't know, but it is something that I would like to explore, like how to mass produce these things. Send it to like China, I guess. I don't know. They could just do it. I have no idea how that works. That'd be cool.
Yeah, Poncho, for sure. Come over. It'd be fun to play with this thing, and maybe you see some gaps in what I'm doing and can help me perfect it. So, come over. Yeah, we can play with this scanner. But going back to whether it's hand carved or reproduction of your work, I think there's a place for both of those, right? I think there's a place for the handcrafted. There's a place for the pillars themselves, being casted. It's all for fun and just testing stuff and trying stuff and failing, and trying it again. That's what this is for. And if there's, the happy accidents where something is made and some, people like it, that's even positive, more things. So, Poncho.
Oh shit! You know what? Let me go grab 1 second.
Yeah, dude, you should definitely cast those. Sand them up, paint them, everything you want to do to get rid of the lines and add the texture. And then, yeah, I'm thinking about they make pots too. A lot of the stuff I've been buying is very viscous, so you don't have to worry about bubbles and stuff. But I would like to get a pot, like a pressure pot, be able to pull all the both the resin and the mold material, the silicone, to just get better at mold making, because I think it's a very fun process.
Dude, I actually made some molds back in the day. So I told you guys that in 2008 I would do custom like Marvel Universe figures and GI Joes, and I would do like head sculpts. I would just recast head sculpts, hands, right? So I had a pressure pot. It was actually a it's a huge like cast iron. I think it's for painting, and then you had to like seal up one port with a bolt and then put, it was like a retrofit pressure pot. The only thing I didn't have was a vacuum chamber to like get all the air bubbles out of like the silicone for the mold, but I was able to use like the pressure for the casting. So they came out okay. Like casting seems really cool. I would like to try that again. I don't know. I don't have the room, I guess. I don't have the patience for it.
Yeah, I mean, there is a science to it, and to be honest, going back to the statement that D. Blake made earlier, is upfront is expensive. That's why you start small. If you go back and look at my first Etsy, like the first things I was casting was for the monster Venom. Remember, he had the mouth open and there wasn't a mouth closed.
I remember that, yeah.
I made it mouth closed, took some green stuff, made some teeth on there, and then casted those and was selling those. 25 to 30 heads, dude. You can reproduce on another level, right? With just one piece, one change up. I don't know what I'm saying. Change up.
It's a good skill to have in your arsenal, especially like if you break shit or if you need to like reproduce like a joint or something. When I broke my cami, I sent the unbroken joint to Casting Cave, and they're like, so I sent it to Bill Maru, and he's like, dude, I can't fix this. You're going to have to get this shit like recasted. You're going to need a second part. So he had me send him the unbroken joint. He sent it over to the Casting Cave. They reproduced it like the original joint, and then Bill used that to repair Cammy. So yeah, dude, look at that. Is that solid?
Yeah. So I used to make these out of foam. This one's a foam version. I would paint it up and sell them. And then I molded this and then started reproducing them as resin. They're much tougher, right? They don't get crushed. I feel like having the weight, they feel like they're more valuable. They are, right? They are more expensive to make. But that's based off my original design casted, right? This was a test one. There's some bloating for some reason, but yeah, it's a representation. And then I started adding these little feet in the bottom. This also, there was this place that I had, and I really liked this piece. It's a bunch of electrical pieces. So I cut that off the play set. It's like a hard piece of plastic. Molded this, and now I use this every once in a while on a piece. I don't use it every piece, but a cool piece, I'll add this in. And this is just casted from resin, right? So it's really fun to do, and it's a great way to, have something additional in your arsenal.
Yeah.
Of building things.
Yeah, I would like to like so let's say I'm done with like a diorama. I would like to have a reproduction of what I made, because like chances are I'm going to be, sending that shit off out to somebody else. Like that cyberpunk diorama that I made for you. I would love to have that like in my right now. So it'd be cool to find a way to replicate our finished products. Pancho had sent me these. So these are, I don't know if they're 2.0s or what, but they're his Dusties, but in white PLA, which I prefer over the gray, because I got the grays last year, and he designed these in some sort of software and then printed them out himself. So this, I did this in front of my girls the other day, and it got a pretty good laugh.
Got one for me too.
Yeah, these are good. And so I was messing around with them, and it actually, the reason I like these better than the gray ones is because you can manipulate them with light. Let's see if I can. You see that shit?
Yeah, that looks good. That's the white PLA.
Yeah,
It's
this
like
is
a
the white.
diffuser.
You can illuminate it, and then if you go to like colored,
Oh shit. Okay.
yeah, it's just white's the way to go. So
Did you just cheeseburger his Dusties? Has someone already done that?
sure did. I sure did.
Oh.
No,
I sure did.
no, it's I think I might be the first one to have these, but yeah, I mean it's white, so obviously it's transparent or reflective of light. But I really do like these. So, and I told him, I'm like, Pancho, when are you going to start making impact effects? Dude, hit up Pan Cheesy on Instagram. He's in the mix. Dude, white. Oh man, these are so good. And you know what? The best part is, like, these inspired me to like take a shot. So I have to do a shot for the Enablers Best of 2022 photo challenge. But I have so many ideas for these.
Is that the? Oh man, I want to do a photo. I've not done a photo in a while.
I haven't done a photo since July.
You didn't do anything for October?
No, I didn't. I'm a failure.
Hey, learn from it.
Dude, the only October that I did or participated in was 2020, which I was really proud of the shots that I did put up, but I couldn't hang. Like, dude, 30 or 31 shots. Like, I haven't taken 31 shots in my entire career, dude. Like, that's a lot. So,
Dude, people are killing it. People are putting in the work.
I know. I think for 2023, I've been thinking about, like 796 and what I want to change up. I think I'd like. I'm saying this right now. Like, who the fuck knows? Like, because last year I remember I started off this year strong. I had the Fraser dial that went out. Like, I crushed it. Then I did the pillars, and I was crushing it. And then, life happened. And then I kind of lost it. I think I want to try and commit to one photo a week and one dio a month, right?
Oh shit!
And I think I'm done with 112 dioramas. I want to do more like dioramas that tell a story, like vignettes, kind of like the military scale dioramas and shit like that, So yeah. I would take, I don't know, like a joy toy or an acid rain figure, and then build a scene around it, and that's it. It's just one scene, like a display piece, versus like a diorama that you could use multiple times for like different shots. Like, it's going to be one static piece. That's a big head.
Yeah, it is.
I can see your mustache through the fucking visor.
That's funny. Dude, I got this thing for $40.
From where?
Macari. So big head. Yeah, come on over.
Is there any other kind? I will take a shot because I finally, Mike. Do you know what your top 5 is for this year?
Top 5 what?
Top 5 enablers. No, top 5 figures for the year.
Was there new releases this year? Oh, man, that's stretch. You want me to spit that out right now?
We might have one more.
I'm not gonna lie, I have it out here. I think my top figure for this year, and I didn't even know I ordered it. Yeah, didn't even know I ordered it, and then it showed up. Yeah, because the first one I got, yeah, it's all diecast. First one I got was kind of disappointed with, but this one, oh my god, it just looks good. The Iron Man, I forget which one it is. I think their first Sentinel that they did. We talking about? Wow, are we going back in time? Take a shot. All right. I think this would be my figure of the year, maybe, because I got another one down here that I'm really in love with.
That's 112 scale, right?
That's 112. It's a little smaller. This guy is just dope. So dope. I got that as a gift for my parents, my birthday. That is sick. And I didn't realize, I've always kind of shied away from these, even though I have a few of them, because they were bigger. But then I realized they actually kind of scale with Legends pretty well.
Yeah, they're not bad. Is that your first movie realization?
No, I got a couple. I have a couple of the Stormtroopers as well as Boba, or maybe it's Jango. So I got a few of them and like them a lot. I just like it even more now.
Yeah, somebody had posted that specific figure was on sale for Black Friday for 52 shipped.
That's
almost
crazy.
pulled the trigger. Yeah, dude, because it's 150 and I'm like, I can't get into that line because I used to, and then I dropped it. Yeah, that looks good.
And this Venom is good too. Yeah. And they don't have the peg holes. Remember, this was a conversation last year, I think, that we just kept going on and on about.
They plugged it with the little.
Oh, is that what that is? Yeah. Okay. Well, they don't have it, so
yeah,
nice move, Hasbro. Yeah, those are in the top for me for sure. There's still some ones I'm gonna open up tonight that I may change my mind.
I'm surprised you didn't say 3-0. Well, did Draken and White Ranger come out to this year? Or
I don't know if they came out this year. That's another problem. I don't recall if they were released this year. I want to say White Ranger was, maybe. I don't think Green Ranger was. Yeah, but those would definitely make it to the list if that was this year. There was so much good stuff actually released this year.
I lost track. I know for sure the Art Core, the little 135th scale figure, the artist proof one, is in my top 5. I think SHF Krillin, because he was released earlier this year. Dude, he's so good. He's in there. I think I know who my number 1 is. It's the Devil Toys. Oh shit, we better not give this away. Tune in to January's Unboxing Thursday Enabler Edition to find out the rest of that. But I think I've narrowed it down. I need to pick a couple more, but there's so many things that came out this year that were really like that knocked it out of the park for me, you know. So it's been tough to like dwindle it down to a top 5. And then the honorable mentions, which doesn't necessarily have to be released in 2022, which I think I nailed that. I think I figured out what that's going to be for me.
When is that? Are we talking about that live? The next enablers?
Yeah. So you're gonna have to do some work before that episode, Mike. You're gonna have to.
Yeah, I think I am because I wasn't prepared. No. I had to tell. I made a video today about my favorite figure, but top 5 is tough because.
Well, top 7, if you think about it. 2 honorable mentions.
Oh. I'll just I don't know. We'll see. You want to get into opening some stuff?
Yeah, let's do it. So
What time is it? Yeah, we're 2 hours in.
yeah, I was hoping to get something I pre-ordered. I don't think last year. It's been a while, but it was the Acid Rain Annex 2179, where Kit Lau had made a deal with New Balance. So were there like some cyberpunk characters? There was a motorcycle, and they had actual New Balance shoes. That is in transit. It arrived in Chicago 2 days ago, but I think it's still stuck in customs, so I didn't get it, and that's why I got this as a backup.
Nice.
So I'm going to open Charlie Brown and his Saiyan armor. Are you opening?
Alrighty. Yeah, I got a few things actually. I just got this. I think a lot of people's had this, but I just got this from BBTS. I felt fine having it pre-ordered. Wasn't going to rush out. And then this finally came in as what?
Did you get the that third party Leo or no?
Mm-mm.
Damn.
Leo. What Leo?
Spring? He's called Spring from 5K Toys.
Oh no, I did not. I don't think I bought. I really like their figures. I just not bought any from them because I'm pretty sure when I buy them, I'm gonna be all about them. Kind of like 3-0, like getting back into the Rangers, and then I end up buying that Hulk 3-0. Now I bought like they've got some other like newer pre-orders out with like the silver. Was it like Mach 2 and then the Mach 3, and they light up. Like now I've bought into those, so I've had to be very particular getting in new lines that look like they're going to be good because then
it's all
pouring some money into them. But 3-0 is my latest. I'm digging 3-0, man. They've been impressing me. I like the Transform that just came out. I really like those Rangers. These Iron Man figures look to be dope. But anyway, I got a Mafex. This is Dark Knight Returns Superman. I know a lot of people's had this for a while, but I just got this in.
Thick boy.
Yeah, he looks cool.
Yeah, he does.
I'm glad they finally have, some variations of Superman. And I think they still have a few more they're going to release too, like Man of Steel and some other ones I'm waiting on. But it's cool to have these nice DC figures. Anyway, let's get into opening. I'm going to go with, I guess, Ronin first.
You better heat up them joints.
Yeah.
I already, oh shit. Dude.
Broken. Oh. Yeah, he looks good, man.
Do you got this guy on pre-order or did you get him?
Yeah, I think I opened him a couple weeks ago.
Did you?
Yeah.
Shit. I thought you opened Gohan.
He was before Gohan. I feel like BBTS sent him out pretty early. I did just go in and I pre-ordered Trunks, the new Vegeta.
Shit.
What was some of the other stuff? Oh, Ultra. Was it Ultra Gohan? Maybe not. I don't think
Beast.
Been released yet.
Beast.
Yeah, Beast.
I want that Piccolo. Dude, I hope they make a Piccolo in his in that you saw the movie, right? Or no?
No, I've not seen it yet.
Oh, never mind.
Well, I mean, what are you going to spoil? I mean, really? I don't care.
No, just go watch it, dude. Go watch the movie.
Where is it at? I'm gonna watch that shit tonight.
Shit, is it out in or streaming?
I don't know. It's been out long. That's when we were in. That was what EnablerCon 2. So, oh man, the Mighty Morphin Super 7 Tyrannosaurus should come out this month. We'll see if that gets delayed. NECA Gargoyles. What was I coming on here to look at?
You were going on BBTS to order shit right now.
Oh, I picked up that Transformers Megatron MDXL or LX.
Nice, dude. I refuse to get into that line. I know I'll get sucked in because they.
Dude, you're gonna miss out. You're gonna miss out.
Oh, dude, for Black Friday, Optimus Prime was $28 shipped, and I still didn't pull the trigger.
That's weak.
Oh shit! Really? Huh?
What? I must. I'm sure I can find streaming then. Yeah, I don't mind watching it. I also pre-ordered. I'm glad I did this. The Justice League Snyder cut Superman. What's his name? He just got cut from DC, but glad I picked that up. Oh yeah, I got Super Saiyan Vegeta 4, which I'm glad I got. That was sold out initially, I guess.
Yeah,
they had a wave come in, and then Super Saiyan Trunks, Super Saiyan Vegeta. I thought I got a fourth one. Oh, I have that previous release Gohan. He was in stock. He looks good. Adult Gohan.
yeah. I missed out on the on Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. I think I said this before on a different stream. I don't think the figures look like how they looked in the anime or in the movie. They weren't like accurate representation. So I'm hoping that they do it like a 2.0. No, they had two different personalities, and they both looked the same.
Henry Cavill, thank you so much. I feel bad I forgot his name because I actually hate that he's not Superman anymore. Not hate, I dislike.
Wait. One, you couldn't remember Henry Cavill. Two, he's not Superman.
Know. No, they what's his name? Gunn cut him. Wait, you've not seen any of the posts on social media?
I don't fuck with DC.
No, they're gonna go with the younger version of Superman, apparently.
Superboy?
Yeah. Looks like they're rebooting DC.
Oh.
Does that mean that they're not Black Adam anymore? Like, how are they gonna reboot from just? I really dislike. The only thing I dislike really about NECA is how they package their toys. I know they're secure. I really hate cutting all these bands.
Oh yeah, dude! I still haven't opened up my Toka and Razor 2-pack, and I haven't opened up that Slash that I got from NYCC.
Oh, dude, he's so good though. He's right here. Actually, he's probably gonna be in my top. Oh, you can't see that.
Is he really?
Yeah, I like him, dude. The paint is so good. I mean, I think they.
No, he looks great. Yeah,
he looks great.
I just haven't opened them. Maybe I'll open them right now.
Turtles are turtles, man. Turtles.
Oh yeah, Yoko was telling me that Henry Cavill's going to be in that Warhammer 40K for Amazon now.
I went to get my nippers. Give me 1 second.
Nippers? You be nipping.
I'll be nipping. Can you hear me?
I can kind of hear you. I don't think the chat can hear you.
That's weird. I'm like nowhere near my mic. It's cool though.
You got that good mic though.
Oh, it's always a good mic here.
Oh my god, dude, this Krillin is. I forgot the range. The range, dude. He looks up.
Yeah.
Just crop dusting his way.
Yep. Man, those little dusties could be used for so many different things. They're cool.
Pretty sure that conversation started with him. Was it though, Yoko? I don't remember.
Dang! At least I know you forgot.
I felt it in the force.
Crop dust, Planet Namek.
It's crazy that we got 2 Krillins in 1 year.
We did, didn't we? We got 2 Gohans this year too, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Did we?
Or was that last year? Which was the previous one? Yeah, I feel like we did.
No, I don't think we got 2 Gohans. 2 Gohans.
Both of them Namek summon. Well, we got.
Yeah. You're right. We did. We got Kid Gohan.
Yep.
The Kev cut.
Yep.
And then we got And then we got adult Gohan.
I just said yeah. I wasn't agreeing to the CapCut thing. Sorry, guys. I was just agreeing. Yeah.
Here we go. He's going to accuse us of being racist right now. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. There it is.
Oh my god. Let's get out.
Rip it, dude.
Oh man, he's great. I can already tell.
The haircut, Kevin.
The
Gohan's bowl cut. That looks good. I didn't read that story. Did you?
Any talks? I have them. I have not read them. I unfortunately already have been spoiled. I know who the last Ronin is. I know who he is.
Yeah.
But I'm still excited to kind of read it one day. That's one of my problems with comics is like I still collect, but I haven't had the chance to catch up on all the stories. So hopefully one day I can go back and read them. But even girls.
My daughter has that haircut.
I was going to say it's a bowl cut. Everybody, especially in the 90s, had a bowl cut.
Yeah, everyone had a bowl cut.
That's why I thought it was that way, but I guess not. Yeah, these go together like really well.
NECA's QC has improved over the years for sure, man.
Oh, definitely. I remember there was a point like where I was like, I wouldn't buy NECA because I've had so many break, and now like I buy every turtle in NECA form.
Yeah, dude, I got back into NECA when I went on vacation over the summer. I found that 4-pack.
Yeah, even like down to the paint apps and finishes, it's a whole lot better. You don't get all that like fish scaling you used to get in the joints and stuff. Yeah, those turtles look awesome.
Dude, I saw this in the wild. It was in some Target in like northern Wisconsin. And I'm like, holy shit, I've never seen them. I'm like, I don't know. Because I started thinking, I'm like, oh, NECA shit breaks. And like, you know, you got to like heat them up. And I'm like, nah. And then so I went back to like the resort. Yeah, it's better now. And I did some research and I'm like, oh, they're better. So I went back to that Target. I picked them up, opened them up. Dude, they're great.
Look, even like the small detail, like the hood being in the head, that kind of thing, you know.
Can you take the hood off?
Looks like there's an extra head, so yeah. Yep.
Is that Donatello?
No.
Leo. No?
I can't tell you. I'm not going to spoil it for people.
Okay. Oh, we got to see it now, Yoko. We got to see it. We got to see it.
Yeah. Let's go.
Kev, yep, bowl cut channel in the Discord. Let's do it. I never had a bowl cut, but I had a mullet. And if Kev, if you put a bowl cut channel in the Discord, and if Yoko posts her bowl cut, I'll post my mullet.
I will do both of those in present day. Sometime I'll do
mullet
a
bowl cut.
Yeah, a mullet bowl or bowl mullet.
Bowl mullet.
Bowl? I don't know.
Do it. Hold on one second, Mike. I'll be right back.
All right, so let's see what else I have to open. Oops. All right, this is what I got next. Got the Dark Knight Superman. Never shaved my head before. Always wanted to try, but I don't have the body structure. What makes you want a bald head? Maybe. Yeah, let's open up the Superman then. Looks good. Like I said, I'm glad to have an assortment of Superman figures these days. Experience. Bald head looks like Experience. Is that right? Screw. You guys. All right. Anybody, what's a recent pickup for you guys? I hear some noise. Is he back? Oh man, this cape is a little chunkier. I like this. When I say chunky, this means a little more heavy duty.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's cool. You know, and he articulates well to be this big. We're doing the plastic crotch pull here.
Almost,
oh man, this
almost regretting you jumping out of that line.
Why did you? I mean, dude, I buy pretty much every comic figure.
I had to pick a lane, dude. I could only afford Mafek's X-Men. And like I said, I'm not really a DC guy, so.
Oh no!
What? No, you broke it.
I pulled too hard. I can fix that though.
You fucking pulled on me?
It's the cape. I make better capes than they do.
Wait, you still doing that shit?
Yeah, dude. I have someone in the background right now actually working on sewing all the ones that I've cut. I made some white ones. I thought this was months ago, and we talked about procrastination earlier, but I just got around to having them sewn. So maybe I'll have 10 or 15 of those available soon.
You know what's funny? Last Christmas, I bought my daughter a sewing machine for her, really kind of for me and shit. And we've used it like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, I remember when we were talking about making soft goods and stuff like that. That's you enabled me to go buy that sewing machine.
It's so fucking difficult though, man. I can't get that concept. And I don't know if it's, you know, maybe I haven't spent enough time with it. I mean, that's probably it. But like, I just can't wrap my head around it. It's so difficult.
Well, see, like even here, you see this is all frayed. All I did was cut that off. No stitch or anything. Now the stitching on the other stuff's good. I mean, it's thick stuff. But I mean,
yeah,
they're not hard to make. They're not hard to put the wire in.
I was thinking about this. I was like, so for 2023, and I know I texted you about this. I want to focus on one skill to learn. Like, I know Jay Hernandez calls me the Renaissance man, a jack of all trades, but it's not. I don't think it's good. Like, I envy those people that stick to one lane. Like, even photographers, if they only shoot like, I don't know, Acid Rain or Mythic Legions, or you only focus on soft goods. Like, I want to fucking master one skill instead of trying to dabble into everything. So I've narrowed it down to painting and soft goods. Soft goods would be dope because, like, fuck, man, can you imagine if you could make any soft good? Like, if you had CJ level skills, you'd be unstoppable. You just have to commission somebody to paint your shit, but
it would be dope. Wait, that's the 2023 goals?
Yeah. There's so much shit that I want to do in 23. I think most of it is unrealistic, but I do want to focus or have a bigger focus on one or improving one skill set, you know?
Yeah, I agree with that approach. Here lately, I've been going through that in-year like retrospective. What did I do how did it add to my goals that I had for this year and stuff like that. And it's kind of disappointed in myself. But then I was like, oh, well, here comes 2023, time to make new goals that hopefully I do about 50% of. Right? Good to have those goals, as reminders. It's like little checkpoints, if you will, for your, whatever your thing is, right?
Yeah. Well, what's one goal that you would like to see? Well, I'm sorry. Hold on one second. Mario sucks. Mike, you're an ace in my book. All right. Continue. I'm sorry.
What was I talking about?
One thing you want to like see through in 2023. Goal.
Yeah. I think realistic, something I struggle with is just consistency. And would like to be a little more consistent in what I'm doing. That also plays in. Yeah, I mean that also plays into like you're not always in that creative mood, that mindset, and it goes back to that pressure conversation. You really like putting time frames on when I'm going to work in the shot and be able to make sure I get work out puts pressure on it, becomes unfun again. But I'm also taking it to a point where I am doing it for profit, right? That's why I'm doing this. So kind of changes that scope a little bit. But I want to be more consistent. And then in 2023, there's a really big goal that I can't really talk about, but there is a goal that I want to meet at some point next year, maybe early next year. But hopefully we'll be able to talk about that more at the.
I can't wait for the day when you actually talk about it. But
people are like, what is he talking about? But it'd be cool to talk about that. And those goals, I guess, is just one big goal. But be more consistent is my goal. I think that'll help me. And not really, I don't want to do a lot of commissions. I just want to build and learn more consistently.
Yeah. Is there a piece that you have in mind that you want to complete in 2023?
All the ones I've not completed that I'm working on today.
Very specific.
There are a number of builds that I've already so when I guess they're considered commissions. When I take on work, I don't bill anybody until I start at work, and I actually probably get close to finishing and shipping it. And really, it's for people that's reached out that want these things that I've never thought about building. Like there is I think close to 125th Sesame Street set that I'm going to do.
What?
Yep. Somebody I spoke to earlier, I hope is circling back after the short time frame they gave me for original request. Hopefully coming back again next year. So that'll be a big, hopefully city piece. And then, I got a couple boards builds. One I'm working on now, and another one's going to be a little bit bigger, 1/12 scale kind of thing that may have some, X-Wings or TIE fighters in it or something. So those are the big hitters for next year. The other ones would be just things I do with the kids or, want to test stuff with or whatever.
I think you should
I got to make those happen. So
I think you should do a cyberpunk dojo.
Oh shit! Somebody. Yeah, I think I actually, we talked about it. We're supposed to start on it. I haven't done anything yet.
Oh, we're supposed to start that shit 2 years ago, 3 years ago now.
Hey.
I think
there's so much stuff that we talked about doing and just haven't done, or it hasn't came to life. But just like this podcast, like how long we talk about doing something like this?
At least 2 years
before it actually did it, right? And it'll eventually happen, and we'll have fun doing it. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I think I'd like to. I think I talked about it on the last episode. I'd like to see one build that goes around from artist to artist to artist. And I know you said Jordan was kind of doing that with the what was it called? Tiny art
experiment.
Yeah. But I think those were pieces that were mailed into him. I would like to see one piece go from artist into the hands of another artist. They build on it, send it to another artist, and build on it,
Yeah, that would be fun, and I would definitely love to contribute to something like that.
I mean, fuck, it could start with just you and me. Shit, you know.
Either way, the dojo, I think we need to get going on.
Yeah.
In between builds.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah,
I think we missed the mark on the podcast title too. In between builds would have been great.
Oh fuck! Machu, when you're seeing this shit on the replay, I'm sorry, buddy, but we're changing it. We're stealing your shit, dude. In between
cheeseburger
builds. Oh fuck, that's so good. Hey, we got to learn from our failures. There you go. All right. Next week, episode 1, in between the build. In between builds. I already forgot what it is.
Speaking of next week is Christmas, guys. So hope you guys have made all your charitable donations. You've got presents and gifts for the family. You ready to have a good holiday? Which I know we talked backstage about this a little bit, but the schedule, that can be your in-between episodes. Oh, genius.
See, that's why Choco. That's why Choco's the best. Yeah. And the in-between episodes can be us building in between the build.
I was just about to talk about schedule changes. Okay, let's keep us on track.
Yoko, make that happen, please. Figure that out for us. Okay, so this wouldn't be an episode if I didn't address Justin and his demands of 796. Justin, I asked you what scale do you need these buildings in, and I will print them for you. You have to tell me what scale you need them. 144, 160, 172. I will hook you up, my friend. Just let me know what you need.
Happy holidays.
You probably did. I'm sorry, man. Just DM me again.
Well, you open everything?
Yeah. However, we did forget one thing. So on the last Enabler episode, Ryan Ting, our dear friend, enabled at least 4 people to get this thing. The fucking Micro Squadron Millennium Falcor. So I was talking to Mike. So Mike has his, but he's not going to open his until after Christmas. And it's a really good piece. I like it a lot. However, the wash and the detail is pretty lazy. And I think it could be better. So I was talking to Mike earlier. Was it yesterday or today? And I'm like, dude, why don't we repaint this thing? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, you know what? I challenge you. So I'm going to challenge you, Mike, to a repaint, reweather of the Jazzwares Micro Squadron Millennium Falcon. You down?
Yeah, I'm definitely down. I have the in my hand at the minute the Razor Crest version. I actually like some of the weathering they did. So maybe they just missed the mark because they had LEDs or something in there. But I'm gonna try to cheeseburger this onto that. So,
dude, wait. So have you seen that locally or no?
Which one?
The Razor Crest.
Yeah.
I haven't. I've been searching. I have not seen that, and I have not seen Sabine Wren's TIE Fighter, the Chase. If you see that, can you buy that for me? I'll pay you.
Yeah, you're right though. I bought this when I was in Disney.
Yeah. Oh, that was at Disney?
Well, no, it was at a Walmart near Disney.
Shit.
But you know what's cool is like I don't know if the Falcon does this, but there's pieces that come off of this, so you can see
Yeah.
see inside detail. Oh, cool. That's cool.
So I'm gonna repaint the interior as well. Also, look, Mike. You see that? That's where we sat. Where Yoko.
Oh,
did
it
the
is.
arm.
Go Gadget arm.
Yeah, dude. These things are really cool. However, they really do need a proper paint job. So I'm gonna do that. I'll wait for you to open yours, or are you gonna redo that one and I'll redo this one? Is that
No, we can. I'll open mine, and I mean, but what we need to do is actually set a timeline and set some expectations around what we're trying to achieve here, so that one of us doesn't go overboard, like builds a diorama to help win the contest. I guess we're going to allow someone to pick from the audience who the winner is, or we're just going to, it's a challenge. We got to have a winner declared.
Yeah, we'll just send both finished products to Poncho, and he'll just. I like this one. We'll let him choose.
I'm actually down to do that. So, yeah, we got to put some limitations on what this build is before one person goes overboard to try to win.
Actually, you know what? No, it's called the build. So not only will we repaint the Falcon, but we will do a diorama as well. And I know you and I talked about this. Remember when we were at Fan Expo and we saw the diorama at the Bandai booth, and the fucking Falcon was like flying out of the. Yo.
Right.
All right, cool. So, what do you think? March?
I can do mine in a week. Oh,
fuck you, dude. You can't.
That's gonna be my answer to everything now. I'll do it in a week. 3 years later.
All right. Let's. You know, we'll do a poll on IG. We'll ask the audience. We'll have them give us a time frame, and whatever happens. Like if you finish or if you don't, fuck it. But I think the main thing is going to be the weathering, because this thing, the sculpt is amazing. It's just the paint apps suck balls on this so bad. So
yeah. So I know you talked about the poll, but I think we just do whatever we want to do with this thing to win the contest, right? Small diorama repaint, whatever, right?
We need a time frame though.
We do need a time frame. And would you say March?
Yeah, March. You want to do March? March? That's 3 months, baby.
I know, but March is kind of a wash, I think, for me, for one of my goals for next year. But I'd say end of February.
All right, end of February. Let's go. I'll have this shit done in a week.
I bet you if you keep track of your time, you'll see that you probably only put a week's worth of time in it. If you work 8 hours a day. Imagine if you have 30 days. Like if you can prove that, if you can actually see what you can do, like real time. Because when we build, we don't build, full time. Right? It just doesn't work that way, unfortunately. But you find like you may be able to do a lot more than you think. I'm done. I'm done.
Oh,
it's like I unbox my toys. I unbox and rebox where you guys can get anything open.
Actually, you know what? Hold on. Let me look at the calendar really quick. Dude, end of February, Saturday is February 25th. We'll do it. February 25th. It's got to be done.
What month?
February 25th. February. It's the second month of the year.
Yeah, damn, I can do that.
Razor Crest looks good. Fuck.
It does look good.
If you see it again, send it to me. Or Poncho, if you see it again, can you?
Is it not online anywhere?
No, I haven't seen it online.
Yeah, I'm just missing the Razor Crest in one form, and I would have pretty much every Razor Crest that's been released.
Did you finish the Lego crest?
Which one? UCS?
The, UCS.
Yeah. That's been done since, I don't know, October. Gonna have an AT-AT to do here pretty soon. That thing should be fun. Have you seen the UCS AT-AT? I'm sure you have.
Yeah, I have.
Oh, what is she texting to us? Oh, our commitment.
She thinks that we're both drunk and we're not going to remember this shit tomorrow, which is true.
I won't. I will, because I kind of want to do this. I already have in my mind, like we talked about this maybe backstage, like you premeditate builds. Like for me, like I thought about doing stuff that I might not touch for years later, but that doesn't stop me from thinking how I would do it. Like in my spare time, it's kind of weird that I think about building when I'm not building. But that's the truth.
I do the same thing. I pre-build shit in my head all the fucking time. It's just actually, putting it down in real life that gets in the way. But dude, there's so much shit that I want to build, and I do want to. This is going to happen. All right, February. End of February 25th is the deadline. Repaint this and a diorama.
Dude, I'm actually excited. I don't think I've ever been challenged this way before. A creative challenge.
Challenge.
No, I mean this sort of challenge. Not that kind of. Not in how you're phrasing it. I just mean this kind of. I don't think I've.
Let's go, dude. We got to put some steaks on there. Some steaks, some rolled beef.
What are you talking about? Like strips or sirloins?
Some bone in, baby.
Bone in. All right, bone in.
All right, we'll think about it. Whoever loses this challenge, something embarrassing will happen to them. Although you and I don't embarrass well, so we gotta think of something.
I don't think like someone be like. I embarrass my stuff so bad. I don't think anybody else can make anything.
Yeah, I have no shame either, dude. I don't give a fuck, dude. Give a shit.
Well,
I am excited though.
This can't be like a Biggest Loser though.
Dude, weight loss, getting healthy, fuck that. This is the shit. Toys, dioramas, there you go. I already thought about it. So you're gonna have to paint this black right here because there's light bleed when the light turns on.
You can't tell me how to build.
The winner gets to build a Seinfeld dio. Whoever loses an office dio, dude, that would suck. I don't want to build an office dio. I'd rather build a Seinfeld dio. Fucking Poncho's really working hard to get that Seinfeld diorama.
Look, again, coming up with the genius ideas. Yes, I owe you a Hall's Chop House ribeye, dry aged ribeye. Or was it wet aged? Whatever. I owe you.
Oh my god, dude! So Yoko and I
with the +1, with the +1.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. So Yoko and I went to Capitol Grill this past weekend, and for whatever I must have romanticized this fucking steak in my head, and I'm like, this shit's gonna be good. She was like, oh, okay, this steak is good. I was like, the steak sucks. You know why? Because I was thinking of Hall's the whole time, dude. Hall's is probably hands down the best steak I've ever had in my entire life. Poncho, have you had Hall's? I'm sure he has.
Oh yeah, he's at least heard of it. You know those steaks come from Chicago, or at least the beef does.
Well, here's the thing. So the best steak I've ever had in Chicago was from this place called Bavette's, and no joke, it's like a 5-month reservation. You have to put your fucking reservation in like 5 months ahead of time, right? And the steak it's so damn good. And when I had Hall's, it was just above that steak.
Yeah, I mean it's good meat. Hey, Hall's is the same way though. Like, you know, we went like early lunch. You can't get in like last minute, like decent hour. Like you're either eating at 8 or 9 at night, right? But yeah, dude, the steaks are good. But oh man, I was gonna add something. Poncho, we're gonna go there one day. I mean, I want to take
all three of us.
All three of us. Here we go. We'll
right,
get
Pancho, what do you want?
half shell oysters and some old fashions together.
Shit.
Oh, speaking of, it was my birthday, and so I wasn't thinking the same thing. We went to Outback, so I didn't want to leave the house. So we ordered like curbside Outback, and I ate what I eat?
Fucking Outback?
Filet. I ate a filet, and I enjoyed that just as much.
Wait, are you saying Outback fillets are just as good as
Nope,
Hall's?
nope,
Oh,
nope.
okay.
That's not what I'm saying. I said I enjoyed it just as much. I'm not saying it's any better. I'm saying it was just as good though. Like I'm not too picky on my steak. There is grades of steak for sure and how they're prepped, but I'll tear up any steak. And I like an Outback steak. That's questionable that I like an Outback steak, but I'll eat an Outback steak.
It is, dude. It's our last episode ever. The steak that you had in Toronto, how does that compare to Hall's? A step above, a step below, 5 steps below?
What I noticed is the thickness of the cut, and I don't know what that means, but it was a thinner cut steak than what I had at Hall's. Hall's is a thicker, like 1 inch, maybe 1.5 inch steak. So
I go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, like, it's easier to overcook a thinner steak.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also easier to get it to where you want it because you just sear both sides and you're done for me. Like, I eat my medium rare.
Dude, so I judge a steak on the fat. So for example, the steak that we had this past weekend, like the fat was chewy and it wasn't good, right? And like sometimes you like cut the fat off and you like discard and shit, right? The fat is what gives the steak the flavor. I remember though at Hall's, the fat
melted in your mouth.
Yeah, exactly, dude. It was like butter. And I'm like, oh fuck, this is either really good steak or it was cooked to perfection.
It's like aged 50 days. So I mean, it should be like a cake. It just dissolves in your mouth. That's the beauty of this steak. Is a lot of steaks like you have to do a lot of chewing. There's no chewing. This steak just like melts in your mouth.
You just put it on your tongue and then you go like this.
Yeah, it's like Pop Rocks without the Pop Rocks.
All right, I think on that note, I think we might be done with this episode.
We may be done. This episode brought to you by beef.
Beef. Great.
Oh yeah. Beef. But it is we've passed our kind of our timeline. But yeah, this is a fun episode. Failure. Do that again, Mario. Wow. I totally missed when you did that earlier. So you've already done that once? I'm about to watch the replay. Like I wasn't even paying attention.
Toy Renzu can sleep like a baby now.
He's done. And if you want to go back, guys, you can actually slow this down in YouTube and watch that slower if you want. No? Those views count as views still, so go back, guys. Watch it slower.
Oh, shit.
Plasty's not here to clip that, unfortunately.
He'll get around to it eventually, man.
Maybe on the replay crew.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I guess we should get out of here. We should probably just close out with our handles. People should know us by now, but we'll do it anyway for anybody that may be new or just for the sake of feeling like we're closing it out. I'm Mike, High School Creations. You can find me over on all platforms that are on the internet, like Instagram, YouTube, Patreon, Linktree, Etsy, Redbubble. Just look for High School Creations. Go to Google, type in High School Creations. I'll probably come up, I'm pretty sure. And if I don't, try page 3 or 4. You'll find me. Yeah. Have a great night. Happy Saturday. Instead of like 5 figs, I'm going to have top 5 Mario moments. That's great. That's perfect.
Oh, my God. All right. Let's get out of here. You can find me on 796 Studios on IG, TikTok, Twitter, not Twitch, YouTube. You can check me and Mike on the first Thursday of every month on Toying Around channel, Unboxing Thursday, Enablers Edition. You can find us here, I don't know, at least once a month, maybe twice a month. I don't know. We got to talk about it. But yeah, don't be afraid to fail. Fail fast. Try some shit out. Learn from your mistakes. Again, shout out to Machu Toy for the edit. Shout out to Bearded Builds for breaking pull sticks, scramming nerds. And thank you all for tuning in tonight. Have a good Christmas, right? Peace.